Hey guys, this is Dustin here. I just wanted to let you know before the show started today that we had a couple issues trying to get the show up. Twitch kept going down, and we had some really bad audio recordings for some reason, and we weren't able to save the audio to the original podcast. Not the original audio. But with our help from our friend Nathan on Twitter, he showed us exactly how I could download all the video segments and rip the audio out of them. And that's what we're going to have for you today. That way you can hear this 3-hour-long super fan fest of a podcast. And I think it's pretty amazing, and I hope you enjoy it. There are going to be a couple audio glitches where it kind of just, like there's one or two spots where it kind of just jumps off and it doesn't make 100% sense. But honestly, the conversation didn't move more than like a minute between audio bumps. It's just, it didn't translate perfectly, but I hope you enjoy it anyway. I wanted to get this up because it's such a long podcast and there's so much good information in it, and I really do hope you enjoy it. Welcome to Xvox, Voice of the Xbox Community. This is episode 93. That's right, we're back again for another crazy-ass week of video game news. E3 predictions,
Yay.
crazy, awesome guests. And, just, I wanted to take a moment out of this show specifically. We're going to have a new segment on the show. How are you doing, Vern?
I like this new segment.
I want everybody else to know that they're second fiddle to Vern. Just,
we knew that already.
People care
It's the
about
golden
me.
throat, so you got to give him his due,
the
right?
golden lisp.
It's the golden lisp now.
I forgot.
Yeah, I have a TMJ disorder, and now I have to wear a orthotic during the daytime and a night guard at night for 14 weeks. So
So
I will be
14
sounding
full episodes of
of
the golden
lisp.
In theory, if it works.
If it works, yes. They may have to double that to 28 weeks. We'll see.
Dustin, you might have to get him to miss a few weeks of that.
The year of lisp.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice I didn't even notice it until you just started talking about it.
I
To
did.
be honest,
Needs its working.
Well,
you
they
guys
say
know him better.
They say it sounds better than it feels, but I don't buy that.
I like it.
Yeah, it gives me some character, some personality.
It just brings out the stalker you really are. But
Yeah.
let's actually start introducing people. Welcome to the show, Vern.
Aw, thank you.
I hope you're doing okay.
I am.
We have Michael. What's going on, Michael?
Hey, folks. I'm doing all right.
And I have to make an apology to Michael, personally on the show, because I tweeted about the show that we were going to do E3 predictions, and I put everybody's name except for Michael's. And, like, the first thing I got from that was, is Michael going to be on the show? And I'm like, yes, he's going to be on the fucking show. I always
Somebody
forget his-
cares about me?
Yes, I think it was Nathan that was, like, immediately tweeted back, like, what about Michael? What Michael?
Somebody cares about me.
I was like,
So
he's
maybe
a
we
prick.
should have a new segment of the show called How Are You, Michael?
Yeah. No.
No? Okay.
Too many new segments. We got to do one like a year or something like that.
That'll just be
Okay.
Destiny.
Yeah, it'd just be Destiny talk for like
Yeah.
fucking
That's what
20
he
minutes.
gets, yeah.
Well, I went from 1,200 hours in Destiny to 13, and it. But
I actually played other stuff this week, so shut up.
that's a miracle. All right, let's move along to Tim. Welcome to the show, Tim.
Welcome.
Dog.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Back on the camera, looking good.
Yeah.
What kind of camera did you go with? I know you switched up.
To be honest, I fixed it where it worked. I never got one. I got to get this is just a 720. Actually, the box I don't have anymore. 720p Skype. I'm 720p. So
Yeah. Just like your favorite games. All right.
I like how you're in the corner, like you look like you're trying to hide something.
Just like,
I don't even
Yeah.
know. I'm
Yeah.
just relaxing.
all right.
There's something there in that corner you're hiding. I'm convinced.
It's
We
all
also
black.
have Steve Rules on the show.
Hey guys.
Steve
Hi,
is the
Steve.
man of 147 predictions.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Check out his website, steverules.com, where he still forwards you to steverules.co.uk.
No, he
No,
doesn't.
No, you
No.
fixed it?
We changed it this week. It's now officially
Wow.
steverules.com, and .co.uk will forward you to .com.
Very nice.
It's amazing. Look,
Uh-huh.
I
Baby steps.
foot in my mouth, you know?
It's
Yeah, like,
huge.
I just never thought I'd see the day. All right. And our special guest is One Saint. Welcome back.
What's up, guys? How are you? How's everybody in the chat? Everybody else that's going
Saint.
to listen later on.
All right.
Let's do some podcast.
The chat. Everyone in the chat says we're great. One Saint, we're great.
I hope everybody's doing great.
Stop talking to me. No. You scared me. All right. Vern, I heard we had letters this week.
We do.
And
We
not
actually
just-
have three. We have 3 letters,
Yeah, 3 crazy-ass letters.
and I will.
Any
I will-
relationships?
No
No
relationships.
relationships.
Oh,
but I will recite them with my finest lisp.
But if the chat room has any relationship letters, Vern would love them, especially since it's going to be limited to like 200 words.
It's I would like these love letters to Steve. I'll read them out loud.
I've got more love letters.
No, that's what we need, though. I'm saying.
What, Steve
Oh.
Rules love letters? What?
Yeah,
He never
That's
told
what
us
we
if
need.
he got any emails.
yeah. I don't think he did.
Well, no, but the
Actually-
thing is, that's because they just email letters at xboxuncut.com and say how awesome I am. Was it at least 2-3 shout outs, maybe?
I think you've had 3 now. Yeah.
What are you talking about? Letters at xboxuncut.com?
Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal, you know.
I don't know about
Okay,
all that.
first letter.
Tim Dog brought me here. Thank you for coming, Cuss Zone.
Now stay.
What's
don't
this
get to
person's
leave.
name? Oh, Q Zone.
Hughes Zone, like Syracuse. That's what I'm imagining.
Who's this on there?
Oh, okay. I know him. If I think it's the one, yeah, he's cool.
What if
maybe
he
it's
was an
cute.
ass? Like, would you
Maybe-
say anything?
He's cool, dude.
Maybe it's
I just started
Q's
talking
one.
to him,
Oh, okay.
but he's cool. He's cool.
Good zone there. All right. Well, Vern.
First letter. This letter is from gamertag BLC Leo. He's also on Twitch. 5 faking 10 Leo. I don't know what that means. Oh, FIFA King.
FIFA King. I was like, did he really mess that up?
Yeah,
That's
good.
good. FIFA King
Is that-
10
Is
Leo.
that one of your soccer things?
My eyes saw
trouble.
faking, and I didn't see. That's good.
This is going to
Anyway.
be a 4-hour show because we're just going to keep that.
No, this is gonna be rough.
5 faking 10 Leo says, "Hello guys. Recently, I've been texting my friends that are playing games on Xbox while I'm in a car driving home from work. First off, don't do that.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is just a quick message interlude. You know,
Yeah.
Do not
Yeah, I gotta
text and drive.
break that up and get that point across.
Only at
Anyway.
red lights.
No.
Anyway, you-
Not even at red lights. Do not text and drive.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't
you
do
can
it.
wait till you get home.
Anyway, FIFA King, who is still alive somehow, says, and while they are on playing, they are also communicating on Party Chat. I know that Xbox is coming out with a bunch of updates and new things, but I would love to see an Xbox Smart Glass app, which I'm using on my Android phone, to be able to connect to my friends that are playing on Xbox and talk to them while they are playing and waiting on me. We play a lot of FIFA together. That's great, yeah. And I would like to hear and talk to them about what they are going through without me until I get on. But also just being able to chat with friends and Xbox Party app through the Smart Glass app would be fun and great. Could something like this come to Xbox, and is it possible? We can communicate with Skype and message, but Party Chat would be great on the phone as well. And was it Dustin, the guy that was building the bank in Minecraft game? I watched you a while on Twitch. Looks great. Good job and great job with the podcast. I have a few more things on my mind that I wanted to ask, but I'll save that for next time. Thank you, guys.
Good question.
All right, I'm gonna reiterate this. Do not text and drive. God damn it! Stop. No.
Don't do it.
No. How are you supposed to smoke candy cigarettes and then like listen to music real loud if you're texting? Like,
Oh man.
I remember the little boxes of candy cigarettes you got at the ice cream man. That's
I remember those.
Those were fucking.
They had like the colored red end to make it look like it had a cherry on it, like it was burning.
And if you got the fancy ice cream guy, they had a hole in it and you could blow out sugar.
Oh yeah.
Like smoke.
Oh. Yeah.
The good old days when little kids pretended to smoke cigarettes.
Pretended, yeah.
But yeah, party chat on mobile. I mean, aren't we assuming that's
what's
coming?
happening?
It's coming to Windows 10, and with the cross-plat or the whole Windows 10 environment, we're looking at it coming to Windows Phone, since that's going to be part of the same. It's going to be the same app. It's going to be. It's all
Universal
the same. All
app.
the same. Yeah. Now, if it comes to Android and iOS, maybe. I'm not sure.
Could be a universal app for sure.
It would have to be a part of Smart Glass at that point, because that's the only universal part of Xbox available on all platforms, which it probably won't. But
unless they open it up, kind of to third party.
Yeah.
They might get rid of Smart Glass and just call it the Windows app
They
or the
could.
Xbox app.
They could do it. They could open it up to third party too. It's. That's why I think it's an interesting question, is because now with the X12, it's a universal code. Yeah. So something like that from Android could be made from another company and actually work, and you just download the thing on your phone.
Yeah. It's likely to be first.
Doesn't seem at
Windows Phone though. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it would be first on Windows. But yeah, that's where it's going. I think that's going to happen. I think you could also create a feedback about it, and if you get a lot of votes, they do look at that.
It's looking like at this point, Party Chat has been taken over by Skype. Like that whole division, it's all the same code at this point. They just use Skype and, pretty it up with the Xbox UI. The UI. And essentially, Skype's already on Android and iOS and everything. So, I don't see why it couldn't work.
It's a good idea. I would like to do that too. Why not just be able to send a message to you,
But, like, when we do our Let's Plays, we use Skype Party Chat, and it does cause issues with certain games when you're in a Skype chat instead of Party Chat, because they rely on Party Chat so much to get people from lobby to lobby. But other than that, that's how we record our Let's Plays and stuff, is through Skype. But yeah, I see them adding it eventually to phone platforms. I think that's a logical step, especially since the universal apps. But please write us again, with all those other.
He said he will. He teased us.
Yeah.
He said he's going to save him for next time.
Yeah, when he's fucking writing him down on his phone, driving home, just fucking.
Yeah, if he lives.
This better not be like Shenmue, where they sort of tease the next step and then we don't get it. Like there's.
Well, no,
there's
we get it. We get a second letter. We get a second letter though. That's what you don't understand. The third letter would be the one we wouldn't get.
Yeah. Like, the second letter would cut itself off halfway and be like, till next time. And then we just never get a third letter.
Yeah, it'll say, like, the story continues. And then we won't find out what happens.
Ever again.
I'm holding out hope, though.
I think it's going to happen.
I think so.
I don't.
But we can talk about that later.
But thank you for King guy.
Yes, five faking from Leo. Thank you. Okay, so we got another letter from Nathan Stevenson, also Sunderland06 in the Twitch chat, and on Twitter, Stevo_SAFC. He says, "Hello again, guys. I want to broaden the discussion of Kingdom Hearts games on Xbox One from my previous letter to JRPGs as a whole on the console. Recently, I have been seeing a lot of support for JRPGs on the Xbox One. Phil Spencer even offered some encouragement to the cause last week when he replied to my tweet on the subject. GameSpot noticed this tweet too, and have brought it further into the spotlight by writing about it. This is a subject I've been talking to Tim Dog about a lot, and I'd like to get your take on it. My wish list would be a follow-up to Lost Odyssey or Blue Dragon, ports of the classic Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts games, and trying to get some of the PS-only games like Star Ocean 5 to Xbox One. But I might be getting a bit greedy now. Thanks.
Yes, you are getting greedy, and you need to lower your expectations.
Yeah, I won't be popular saying this, but if you want Japanese games, you might want a PS4. It seems like those companies are heading toward that way to release their games because, first off, it's a Japanese console, and it's right there. And second, it seems like since Sony has had some trouble with their first-party development, they're probably going to be offering publishing deals or money hats to those Japanese developers because they'll be a little easier to pick up for exclusive titles. But
it's true, but those games, period, are dying out. Like they
are.
They weren't successful last generation. Mm-mm. They were PS2 fucking Japanese games fucking own the world.
I'll say this on the subject, and I know I've talked to him. I think Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 is a smart decision because it shows that Xbox actually has the game and it's getting Kingdom Hearts 3. So I think it's a good idea. I heard it's one of the best JRPGs ever. I never played it, but Steve's very passionate about it. It interests me. I think that it could be something that could be done. I know Phil has listened to Steve on it because he tweets him a lot, and he usually includes me, but he definitely is listening, and I could see Kingdom's Heart 1 and 2 happening.
But
I don't know when.
The problem at the end of the day is every Japanese RPG is the best Japanese RPG ever. Like that one has a big game coming out though. It has a huge game coming out, and people don't know it's on Xbox. That's the biggest problem.
The other part of it is that Xbox gamers have never had a Kingdom Hearts game to play before.
Yeah.
So having just like the two mainline ones, which what I assume they're going to pull the most of 3 from, because there have been like 7 Kingdom Hearts on 3DS or DS and PSP. So having those 2 ones to pull from would be great for people who haven't played them. But that's like the top of my list of JRPGs to have. That or some from Atlas, but it's sort of a big thing of, like you said, they're very associated with PlayStation or Nintendo. Older Final Fantasies is kind of up in the air because they're going to do nothing to make them look better or anything else. They're just going to put them out there. On top of that, maybe something like a Monster Hunter game. I'd like to see that, but I think they have to deal with Nintendo or something. So I'd like to play a Monster Hunter game, just not on my handheld.
Can an American publisher make it a JRPG?
No.
They can.
Well, they can make a game that's in the style of the JRPG.
Yeah.
Just steal from it, basically.
It'd be like, can a Japanese company make a Western RPG? No, it'd still be a Japanese role-playing
They tried with what? Dragon's Dogma, sort of?
Yeah.
So, with some success, I hear. I haven't really played it.
I just played the demo. It never really interested me.
On the sort of the broader subject of these sort of Japanese RPGs, the problem is that Microsoft had a lot of these games. They made some like Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey, and 99 Nights last generation, and they never sequeled any of them because it just didn't make any money. Even when they had Tales of
Vesperia.
No, maybe there was that one. Tales of Vesperia. They had Star Ocean. They had The Last Remnant, Infinite Undiscovery. They had a whole range of games, and the fact is, nobody bought them.
Well, they weren't good.
Well,
Lost Odyssey.
A lot of them weren't.
Lost Odyssey was good.
Yeah,
that game I could see being something that.
They were getting a sequel to Last Odyssey.
Blue Dragon was good too. The stuff that was Microsoft published, I guess, that was from Mistwalker was good, but like
they put a lot of money.
Star Ocean wasn't good. Infinite Undiscovery wasn't good. Last Remnant was really rocky at launch. It was better on PC, but overall that wasn't good either. I think that hurt a lot. That a lot of those releases just weren't good.
And I just think that ultimately for them to create original content, we don't quite know what Scalebound is from Platinum, but I'm of the opinion that it's not going to be particularly Japanese. Like, I think that's partly why they worked with Microsoft in the first place. But generally, having all these JRPGs, Microsoft aren't going to fund expensive new ones because they're just not going to sell. What they should be doing is, when you've got like Final Fantasy X Remaster coming out on PS3 and then PS4, and the Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, they should be getting these on Xbox One because they can make money from a port. But
Absolutely.
And even with like Persona 5 and Star Ocean 5 and all that stuff, they can justify doing them with ports. I just don't think that in terms of original content that they probably really can make enough money.
I think Sony's going for exclusive deals too.
But but last generation, did they really go for hard exclusive for the Final Fantasy X games and Kingdom Hearts? I think that Square just probably said we're probably not going to do them on Xbox, and Microsoft probably just didn't batter an eyelid, which was obviously a mistake. But
it has to show some type of gain. So that's why I say Kingdom Hearts 1. You could do a remaster. It probably takes what's the turnaround time for that, Steve? You think for a remaster of 1 and 2 with
9 months.
next 9 months?
Well,
I would think.
A full remaster similar to what they did with Halo 2?
Well,
a full remaster would take like 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so
obviously wouldn't be long.
Yeah, to port it to the system would be like a year.
Well, it was only on PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3. It's never been ported to PC, so that would take some time.
Yeah, you'd be switching to x86 and changing
unless it's already in the process being ported to PS4.
Let's just say they started
then it would
today.
be fast.
If they started it today, could they get it out in conjunction with Kingdom Hearts 3?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it would have already been started if it's going to happen, and it may have been.
Especially since that game's going to get delayed. Just on it.
I think it's
2017 at the least. Yeah.
I don't think it would cost much either. How much? The reality is that wouldn't cost that much. It's kind of a straightforward deal.
Yeah, they make money off of it.
They would
probably just waiting for a bigger user
install base. Yeah, they would make money hand over fist if they ported Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, because I would definitely buy it so I could remind myself what it is.
I never really played them. I watched my pals play.
I definitely would get into it. It would be a good idea.
It definitely stands out compared to because it's not turn-based. It's very, very...
it's Disney.
It's very action-oriented compared to other JRPGs and stuff like that. So like Vern said, it also has the Disney stuff to it, which is one of the main reasons why it had such a great attachment here in the West. Is it had Disney characters, and if they were to port it on Xbox, oh my god, they would probably sell 3-4 million copies easy.
That's big numbers.
Yeah.
I think they could do well too on it. It's just like you said. It kind of plays off Walt Disney, and for whatever reason, North America likes that. So it's to me, it's really a slam dunk. Steve's been tweeting me about this. I remember the night he was.
Steve Rules.
No, the guy
about Sunderland.
No, the one who wrote the letter.
Yeah, Steve-O.
Yeah. He's just really passionate about it, and he's I understand what he says. He's I don't know if you're going to get he wants more JRPGs, but it's a start. I think it's definitely something that they should look into, and I think they probably will.
Yeah, but Xbox really isn't typically known as the JRPG console.
Well, exactly, but they do. The big thing here is they do have a Kingdom Hearts 3 with nobody will get it on Xbox if you don't try to do something, because people will just think it's only on PlayStation 4, kind of like Destiny.
Well, Steve Rules here. Didn't you find some stuff on Twitter about someone from Microsoft's going to visit some developers in Osaka, as well as what was the other city?
Kyoto.
Kyoto, yeah.
Yeah, okay, hold on, I'm just getting the tweet up now. Yeah, so, Microsoft have people that work on games, and they always popping over between Japan and stuff. One of their group managers did say that he was looking at a bunch of new titles that are coming out. The exact tweet said, great stop off in Kyoto, but off to Osaka to meet more developers. Excited to check in on a few games I haven't seen in a while. Xvox, #. So, there's obviously things over there. I mean, more recently, they made D4. I don't know whether or not they're actually going to be involved in D4 Season 2 or not.
They will be. I would think so.
Not with the publisher changing for PC. Maybe.
Well, but the thing is that their games that have gone to PC have always had different publishers.
Yeah.
Generally, Microsoft don't, so I don't think it necessarily means anything. But so whether they're seeing a D4, I don't know. Whether
I want that game. I would love it.
Obviously he would have seen Scalebound, I would have thought. And then, I mean, whether they worked with
Capcom, maybe.
Where I would imagine they would just do that when they see them generally from the American side. But I can't remember the name of the developer who made Grounding Inc., who made Crimson Dragon.
Smell bit.
They haven't announced their next project.
Grounding, yeah.
Grounding Inc., yeah. So they haven't announced their next project yet. So whether that's with Xbox, possibly.
Maybe they moved them to Phantom Dust, right?
Well, Phil, or one of the Xbox guys, did say that Yukio Futasagi was involved, but as far as we know, they weren't actually developing it. So I don't actually know if they are involved so much. I'm not sure. So they could be making something else. They could be making Crimson Dragon 2, preferably one that isn't based on Xbox 360 Kinect technology from 5 years ago. I don't know. I'm sure they'll, got something in mind. But there could be several developers, plenty of developers that it could be. So, it does seem like they do have some Japanese content coming from somewhere.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's move on a little bit, kind of.
Yeah, we have one more letter. It doesn't have a name.
King of Games is the one.
Yeah.
The one in our Twitch chat right now is the one that did it.
It's King of Games 224.
Yes.
He says, "Hey, Xbox Uncut for Thursday. I know you guys will be talking about JRPGs and its impact on Xbox. So why not talk about my petition to get a Kingdom Hearts collection on Xbox One? I will be sure to give you a shout out on my petition updates section if you do. Below is a link to my petition and also to the Xbox Gamers feedback page, which has over 1,000 votes. If you haven't done so already, please sign the petition and vote in the feedback page. Let's make this petition a reality and accomplish our goal of bringing more JRPGs to Xbox One." Well, I'm not going to read out these URLs, but I will cut and paste them into the chat.
And it'll be part of the show notes. I'll have a link to it.
There you go.
But I got the URL up. It's on the user voice feedback. Go to xbox.com. Vote it up.
Fair, and you've pasted those as one big long link.
Yeah, it's one giant link.
Is that what happens? No, it breaks up in two when you hover over it.
Oh,
it's all good.
It's all good. I've clicked it and it's just opened it as one big thing.
That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. No, mine didn't. Mine's opening up like it should. That's weird. I'll separate it though.
In order for this to actually happen, you need two things. You need Microsoft to be okay with it, which kind of makes sense. They probably would. And you need Square to want to do it, and that's the harder task.
That's the wild card.
Is Square.
You also got to have them. Who's going to fund it?
Ideally, it would be Square realizing they can make a lot more money if they have Xbox fans of Kingdom Hearts who are ready to play it, instead of having to rely on the name Kingdom Hearts alone.
I mean, presumably the reason why they haven't done it is because they don't think that they would make much money on it.
But then why are they making Kingdom Hearts 3 in the first place for Xbox?
I think
originally it was supposed to not be on Xbox, and then something happened with the CEO. And then the new CEO, from what I heard, came in and he said he was going to put it multi-platform.
Well, that's just what the insiders say to make themselves feel better about that.
No, I remember hearing that.
If
that's the case, then these ports make a lot of sense.
Tim is an insider, so throwing it out there. I trust Tim.
I think it's going to happen. If it comes to PS4, which I think it will, it'll come to Xbox One because of the ease of porting from one to the other. Yeah,
I agree. In the best case scenario, though, Square, it would be smart for Square to even approach Microsoft about it, because I think that it would make money. I really do. Or at least, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it would definitely, if Kingdom Hearts 3 is also good, I think a lot of people will buy Kingdom Hearts 3, or no, they'll obviously play it, the 1 and 2, but.
Do you think that they would do Kingdom Hearts 3 first, see how well Kingdom Hearts 3 sold on the Xbox One, and then decided if they did the remaster?
The issue with that is who's going to buy it if they don't know what the storyline coming in is, and they're just going off the name Kingdom Hearts. There's a reason why they have to have the two Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2
I agree.
out before.
Yeah, but you got to also look at The Witcher 3. How many people played the 1 and 2? I've only played 2, and I never finished it.
Yeah, I don't think, especially, I mean, it's when you go across a different console generation as well, I think that, lines can be sort of blurred between that, because there could have been a lot of people that went PS2, then 360, then, I mean, plenty of people didn't play Fallout 1 and 2, and then they bought Fallout 3. And
after it came out, though, right? After people said this is a really good game. We haven't had that much coming out with Kingdom Hearts yet, obviously because it's not out, but doing this would secure so much potential buyer shit.
I think it's I agree with that. I think that it has potential to be very good. I mean, you're not gonna match PS4 sales, but you could. This game is gonna sell a lot on PS4. If you can sell a lot on Xbox too, that's good too. I mean, I just think it's just a smart thing to do to try to have it. I don't know if you could do a pack-in Ultimate Edition maybe and release all at the same time, or try to get it a little before where you can draw a little exposure to the series and identify it with Xbox, because there really is no identification with Xbox. I mean, you're just going to, it's probably going to be marketed on PS4, and, that's the fans that want it right now. But there's a lot of Xbox fans, from what I heard, that want this game. I mean, like I said, people are very passionate about it. So, I hope it happens.
Not this.
If it were Capcom, this would definitely be happening, considering HD remasters are now part of their agenda.
Yeah. All right, besides Resident Evil and Devil May Cry, what else would they do?
The Capcom thing's funny, because what's going to happen is that they're going to fucking double down on all these HD remasters, and the second that one of them doesn't sell fucking gangbusters, they're just going to cancel every single one of them. That is a very Capcom thing to do. Oh, hey guys, you didn't buy this one. Fuck it, we're canceling all of them. Mobile, free to play, in-app purchases.
All right, well, thank you so much, everybody, for writing in. You're awesome. I've messed up completely with all the video, and now it's back. All right.
Yay!
Everybody's faces were frozen for a second. I'm sorry.
We have news, right?
We can go straight to news. We can talk about news.
Shitload
news.
I don't know if we had a shitload of news. Honestly, we didn't.
Been quiet.
We had big news, but not a ton of it. Like just big things, Let's start off. Well, not with that. We just talked about that. Talked about that. JRPGs. That's right. Let's move along. Mass Effect creator Casey Hudson joins Microsoft. That's correct, people. The guy that brought you the ending of Mass Effect 3 is here to ruin HoloLens. That's how I read everything that reported it. So,
come on. He's been at BioWare way long before Mass Effect 3 and has contributed a lot to gaming.
Yeah, to the ending of Mass Effect 3, and he ruined it.
It really wasn't his decision anyway. It was
HoloLens, Michael, listen.
No, it was him and Mac Walters.
HoloLens is going to be amazing until you get to the last 10 minutes. You're going to have 3 choices. It's going to be green, blue, and red. And then you're going to fucking hate HoloLens after it.
I didn't hate how Mass Effect 3 ended, so I don't feel the same way as everyone else. So whatever.
Terrible.
Well, obviously, Microsoft doesn't either.
Awful.
Just to throw it out there, you're wrong, Michael. And
you are.
The internet disagrees. Just so you know.
As
long as you can live with yourself after that,
I absolutely can.
It's interesting that sort of 3 of their sort of big hires that they've sort of made a bit of a big deal about recently were Joe Staten, was it just over a year ago, Rod Ferguson, and Casey Hudson. The first 2 had already worked at Microsoft. Joe Staten was a Halo writer, Bungie, and then Rod Ferguson worked at Microsoft, then left to work at Epic on Gears, and then obviously he's come back to run Black Tusk, and now Casey Hudson obviously worked with them with Mass Effect. It's quite interesting that when these sort of guys become available, that they're sort of able to attract them and sort of bring them to the table. I mean, it says
it's called money, Steve. They have it. They have lots of it.
Other people have probably got plenty of money too. So, but it's good that they are getting these people who obviously know Xbox. I mean, Casey Hudson. I mean,
maybe they're just setting it up to spin it off.
I mean, I can't say I'm particularly thrilled at the primary focus on HoloLens, but it does say that he'll be working on other games. He was very excited about what he saw, and that makes me think that perhaps they've got an RPG or so coming, because I mean that's his speciality. Not that he didn't make anything.
HoloLens game called The Citadel.
And if it's not an RPG, maybe something that has RPG-like elements or story-based decision-making stuff.
Yeah,
that's
part of mine.
It's definitely a great hire, and I think the fact that when you have a lot of people in the industry at the moment who do want to work on sort of VR and AR, and they can turn around and they're probably in a quite unique position where they can say, "Hey guys, if you want to do that reality stuff, you can do that, and then we can also have you work on regular games so that people don't have to choose of doing sort of one or the other."
No, but do we really think VR is going to take off?
Well, I think
VR,
VR, yes. AR, no.
I see. I disagree, because did you just see the specs? What they recommend for HoloLens? Well, not HoloLens. I'm sorry, for Oculus Rift. You need
ridiculous.
a GTX 980, an i7. Like, you need a $2,000 gaming computer plus a $500 headset to enjoy the Oculus Rift experience.
Listen to this, though. That is going to be the same for the lifetime of that particular device. So a year from now, that'll seem not as high. 2 years from now, it'll seem even lower.
Yeah, but it has to be really good. It just I don't know. Well, I guess that's something we'll wait and see. I'm personally, I know Phil's not really high on VR. I don't think, from judging from talking to him and his tweets, I think it's a wait and see. I think it's far off. But the first iterations, really, people expect the most, but they realize this is the first time they get it in. Yeah, usually the second iteration is where you're like mind fucked, basically.
No, it's always true. Like, you take a product that was like infamous for this. It's like the iPhone. The original iPhone sucked. It had good maps, but it was on Edge network, and it's when the iPhone 3G came out, which was where it was special, and it had the great app store, and like the fucking it ran perfectly.
Yeah.
But
I mean, for VR, I don't see the mass market wanting to put something that expensive on their face like that in such a confined experience. I just don't see that they'd want it. And even if even when it is a more reasonable price,
can I ask you a question? Who has used an Oculus?
I have.
Okay. Anybody else?
No.
Okay. It's not meant for mass market, not yet. It's really meant for that specific consumer base. And it's just like how technology advances, right? People find that thing, and then it blows up a couple years later. It's gonna be the same way with AR. I guarantee it.
No, but the thing is, right. It's like the HoloLens. You don't need a computer. You buy a HoloLens, it works.
Mm-hmm.
With VR, you're gonna end up as a PC gamer, and you're gonna always have to get in that upgrade cycle. And yes, it's a GTX 980 now, Vern. That's correct. But next year, when that game comes out that makes it so the GTX 980 can't play it, and then you're trying to play it with HoloLens, you're going to need the next fucking the most amazing card to do it. Like it's not going to get cheaper, not because games get more complex. I just like
But is it completely game based? It's Facebook too. You got to realize
it's owned by Facebook. We don't know what sort of social integration exists yet.
Facebook just funds it.
Yeah.
Why the hell would Facebook get involved with that if it was just games?
He just thought it was fucking awesome and was like, you know what, I got billions of dollars and I can
Facebook
buy it.
Stock keeps going up, so I don't know.
Diversification.
It's very interesting. It's ways off.
Just wait. Like fucking Facebook's
it has
going to have its own insurance company
They both do have potential, but I think personally, like I said, I think everyone's going to have high expectations that they're just going to be quelled by really the first iteration of pieces of equipment like that. I mean, this is the first real step. Like I said, I think HoloLens 2 will be unbelievable.
Prototyping VR for 3 years now.
What?
They've been prototyping the Oculus.
No, I
for
know,
3
but I'm
years.
saying like
First release.
Yeah, to the public where people actually either they shun it or they love it, and that's I guess Facebook is thinking that people are going to love it. Why though? What is it that drew them to buy it or whatever?
But anybody that's tried it pretty much says it's amazing. Like everybody's like, hey, this is the next step. The question is how are you going to get people to try it, and how do you promote it? Like, because if you see a photo of it,
you think? Like, do you think older people?
No, they won't.
It'll take time.
You're going to need that generation to die off. You're going to need me and Vern to die off before it gets like fully fucking...
It's
probably
have medical application, as a lot of gaming stuff does. Like the Kinect is being used for surgery, for example. And there are ways you can make stuff like HoloLens and stuff like Oculus work for medical things. It just takes time, as you would expect. Everything's going to take some time for it to be accepted. The thing that I've used
anything for like medical stuff like that, AR is going to destroy VR, and we'll never use VR.
In some way,
you never know. You never know. It's
a display over what you're seeing. I mean, it
doesn't.
Having
recently used VR Oculus, there's something about that just stands out.
Yeah, so you've used it, so you kind of you can understand it more. To be honest, if you haven't tried it, you can't really. You're not in a position to talk about it.
Go to a game conference. There's going to be one person with a VR demo, guaranteed.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying I think AR will just pretty much knock VR for any business, school, education, anything like that.
Certainly.
AR is just going to
VR is definitely built for gaming.
Mm-hmm. It is, agreed. And that's what Morpheus is too. It's not Sony's involved with that.
Yeah, it's all VR.
That's not going to be multi-purpose.
There's stuff about HoloLens that I love.
The only one game I want to play on VR is the one where you're like part of the bomb squad, and then you have somebody not in a VR helmet, and they got a huge book, and you got to describe the bomb, and they have to flip all the pages and figure out what bomb you have and tell you how to disarm it.
I think you'll have that. Awesome. Knowing you'll have that. You'll be into it. I think
people create all sorts of stuff like that. I mean,
the potential for VR to be amazing is there. Obviously, look how far it's come.
I mean, what's the it's that space game that's coming up soon? Adrift.
Yeah, right? That's Oculus support.
That's the
Adam Orth game, man.
Yes.
Deal with it.
That's the sort of thing that Oculus will do really well. Is that immersion? The thing I did was something that Epic made, and you were moving through a street and you were being shot at, and you could see the sound waves of the bullets. You could see stuff hitting, and you ended up having this giant robot like crush you basically. And that was genuinely immersive. And that was, a month ago, and we're still a year away from the final release hardware. So now that I've used it, I can say there's a reason why people are excited about VR. It's just that HoloLens is still a while away in both cases. So it'll take time. But this Casey Hudson stuff, it's any good talent is worth it. There's actually somebody else who recently got added to the HoloLens team. She worked on like Devil May Cry and Gears of War from the Microsoft end or something like that, and I had never heard her before. And I wish I could get her name out there. She looked like she was the type of lady I wish more people would recognize in gaming. But yeah. Good stuff.
Well, about the Casey Hudson. I think that it's a little presumptuous for people to think he's only going to be working on just HoloLens. Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to have a big say in Xbox games. To be honest, Phil met him when they did Mass Effect, and they have a friendship. Basically, when I asked Phil. In a DM, just basically, were you the hire? And he said basically it was a bunch of people, but he was friends with the guy, and I think that this guy is he's definitely, I think he's gonna influence some games. I don't think that it's just gonna be, I think he's interested in HoloLens, and maybe he'll incorporate HoloLens into one of his games, but I think he's gonna have, he's gotten his foot in the door, and that could go either way. You know what I mean? He still has gaming in his blood. I'm pretty sure about that. So I think it's a tremendous hire, and I think it's gonna, it's just good times for Xbox right now. It's crazy, but I just think it's hot right now. I think that for a guy like that to go get on the team of your Microsoft shows that they're making impressions.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'd like to congratulate Casey. Welcome to the team.
Yeah.
Good on.
Great team of Xbox.
Welcome to the Xbox community.
Yes. We all love what you did with the end of Mass Effect, just saying. But by the way,
love is a strong word.
Hate is too.
So I was annoyed.
Just wanted to end it.
All right, well, there's a small promotion going on. It's called Recruit a Friend to Get an Xbox. Get 12 months of EA access free. That's right, people. So if you know a sucker that's about to buy an Xbox, get them to buy it. I think it's
Let
on
us know.
Xbox.com. And
That's a good idea.
EA access is a fucking hell of a deal. And if you can get a year for it just because somebody bought an Xbox, do it. It's a good promotion. It really is. I recommend it anyway.
Yes, seal of approval.
I probably just won't buy Madden. I'll just wait until it's on access now.
That's what I do now.
You want to wait for Joe Montana NFL 15. 16.
That's what I'm waiting on.
Well, the great thing about EA Access is you can play whatever 6 hours, 10 hours in some cases. That's for me, for Madden, it's perfect because if I don't need to buy the game that day, I can play it for, start a season, and then 2 weeks down the line, either I have to buy it, but I'll know by then if I want the game. You know what I mean? It's just a great service.
Or if you want to wait 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
$30 a year, can't go wrong.
Or free if you know a sucker. All right,
That's right.
Well, let's move over. Microsoft cuts Xbox One price in Japan and China.
It's not surprising.
Maybe they'll get 300.
They cut it down to free.
They might hit 350 through consoles.
Hey, you never know. They might sell one. Who knows?
They're selling about, I think 180 consoles a week or something like that.
Horrible.
Was it 150 this week?
I would just pull them out.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think it might have been, yeah.
We don't know what Chinese numbers are.
But,
nobody does.
I mean, Japanese sales in general were really bad this last week.
Yeah.
Really bad.
I saw
this
it.
last year.
They keep hitting new lows every week, yeah. What was that that Nintendo 3DS game? Code Steam or something?
It's
sold
1,800 copies.
And that's from the Fire Emblem developers.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's a good investment. That's all I'm saying.
It barely sold over 30,000 here in the U.S., so it's a strong likelihood it won't even hit 50K.
It didn't review well.
No, but we're talking about a platform that nobody likes in a country that's moving away from console gaming, period. Because nobody's fucking selling anything over there. I mean,
Sony's not doing bad over there. I mean, they're doing something. Nintendo's doing something.
Sony's doing awful for Sony numbers in Japan.
Well, that's
Nintendo's doing awful for Nintendo numbers in Japan. People aren't buying consoles in Japan. It's all about the phone market. And
thanks, Konami.
It's you know what?
Shit.
That's why JRPGs aren't selling. They just it sucks. It's a harsh truth, but Japan has moved away from console gaming.
Even the Final Fantasy X-2 remaster on PS4 came out like this week and sold like 16,000 units or something.
Yeah.
I mean, in Europe, it sold. Sorry, not Europe. In the UK, it sold just under that by itself. I mean, that's I'm pretty sure they weren't expecting Japan and UK sales to be, very similar.
Do you think these Japanese developers are going to regret going with console exclusive contracts now that they're not selling in Japan, and that just locks out an entire market?
I would think they'd regret it.
Well, I think they already
Money.
regretted going Xbox for some of them last generation.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. For sure. I wonder if they're going to regret going just Sony and not possibly picking up extra sales on Xbox. Because, I mean, obviously it's not as big, but there's still a lot of gamers there. So.
Yeah, but they've all moved on.
How drastically are the drops? Like,
the Japanese market's not like I don't even know.
Sony's at what 500K, 600K?
No, but I don't know why anybody talks about it.
1.3 million or something.
Like when it comes to this,
It's
like
PS4,
if you're talking about just
3 million?
countries, like it goes,
a lot.
it goes like the United States, United Kingdom, I believe Germany, Spain. Like Japan's way down on the list. It makes no sense that they get covered anyway. Like we don't go every month and go, what are they selling in Spain? Like,
yeah, but we're acting like it's going to completely die off. How many PS4s are sold in Japan? Do you know, Steve?
Pretty sure it's like 1.2, 1.3 million.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like France right now. The markets in France, Germany's even bigger market now.
Yeah, it's one of the.
But it's not. But Russia, that's the Soviet Union. I don't whatever.
Well,
Russia.
It's not the Soviet
Union hasn't existed for a long time, dude.
Tim.
No, I know.
Look,
sorry.
Tim's a little old, you know. He just remembers the good old days of hating the
1984. Yeah.
Well, the thing is that we have such this adoration for Japan because it's where a lot of gaming's come from, but nowadays it's really not.
Well,
it's in trouble. Is it on life support?
I got the PS4 numbers here. It's 1.476 million.
That's not bad. That's
close.
not. Yeah. Microsoft is what at 112,000?
No, 51,000.
That's horrible. Just pull out the fucking console.
I think they sold 40,000 of those in the first week it came out as well.
Yeah. Is it costing them money? Are they making any money in Japan? Like $1?
Fuck no, they're not.
Are they losing money?
They just have because they just have units on the shelves. Yeah.
The consoles sell for profit, so they're not losing anything.
They would have known not to ship too many as well. I mean, they never sold out their original Xbox allocation, so
pretty much the shipments is the telltale sign.
Yeah,
that's bad. 51,000.
But PS4 isn't even up to Wii U numbers yet in Japan.
No.
So yeah. Wii U is dominating.
The Wii U owns the territory.
It's not that high. It's 2.3 million.
Yeah, but that's a lot in Japan. That could take years for them to overcome.
I mean, even the PS Vitas and not even sold like 4 million. Yeah. And the PSP over there was fucking huge.
Yeah.
But the DS over there is fucking huge. Or the 3DS.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It's 18.6 right now.
If there's an Xbox 2, would you even ship to Japan?
I think
a small shipment.
I think they have to.
They have to?
No,
depends on what happens to us this generation.
Look, the 360 was a disaster in Japan. They knew the Xbox One was going to be a disaster in Japan, but it was just
if they pulled out of Japan, would it be a huge bad thing, or would that be,
it would be a bad thing because it shows lack of support for Japanese developers by not being willing to have consoles in the country. Right, they can't sell to their own people.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Depending on how long this generation lasts, if the next Xbox, if this generation lasts like 7 years, then it would be okay not to launch in Japan because the market will just have dried up completely.
Mm-hmm.
But the generation after next generation, Japan will not get a video game console, but there's probably not going to be a video game console after that. So
yeah. But the thing is that what a lot of Japanese developers are doing, well, not a lot, but some they are starting to make PC games. And there are quite a few of them that are doing that. So I think that because Microsoft, they're trying to get all this multi-platform code, what they should be doing is saying, "Hey guys, you should put it on PC." And then, well, if you're going to put it on PC, you might as well put it on Xbox. And I think that's
how many big Japanese developers are doing that other than From
Nippon Ichi, right?
There are. I don't have too many to hand because I was intending.
It's Capcom, From Software.
Square Enix has gone.
Tecmo Koei.
That's Square is talking about like the publishing branch of Square, right?
But their Japanese games are coming to PC now.
Yeah.
It looks like Konami's going to do it with Metal Gear, right?
Metal Gear, yeah. Well, that's their last game that's coming out, so they better.
Do you really think that?
Absolutely.
You don't think
Konami's
they're going to make
fucked.
any more consoles?
Yep.
Konami's
Yep.
horrible.
They've never made
Konami's
consoles.
gone.
But
I
Console
don't
games.
even want to
Oh,
talk about
They
it.
almost
gone.
did actually.
They did
There was a
try.
Konami console, yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm just saying that they're not. No.
That's too bad.
I
They
remember
have such an incredible library too.
Yes. And they're shitting on it, and they're not gonna sell the IPs because they want to make pachinko machines and shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Remember
they
the
could
rumors?
Contra
literally just-
slots.
they could just license out the rights to make video games to people, and they would just rake in money by just licensing shit out.
Yeah.
Remember the rumors that Capcom was in trouble and they were going to sell? Like,
Yeah.
is Konami?
I think they
would
still
sell?
are in trouble. They're just
Konami's not in trouble. Konami's doing just fine.
They're
They're
making money.
They're
in
making
other
a
places.
shitload of money other places. Capcom
It's
has
just-
Capcom is not lucky in the sense that they've had gambling and other things that have come to give them money. Like Capcom has been pretty much all video games for
Because
their
at
entire
this point,
existence.
Konami's looking at their video game division and going, "It doesn't make money. Like we make money everywhere else and make a shitload of it. Why? Even if we broke even, why do it? Like we're not
Yeah.
making money. Like let's
They've
just
been
get rid
smart.
of it."
They've been smart with their transition into other businesses.
Yeah.
They have. It's
They make
just
a lot of money off
it's burning a lot of
electric
people.
gyms. I was
Yeah,
looking
it's
through their
definitely
financial
burn.
statements the other day, and it was like, and there was a section about gyms. It was a rather large amount of money.
Yeah,
Bizarre.
they just no, but that's most Japanese companies are very diverse. Like, and they just most Asian companies, I should say, like Korean companies. Samsung alone
God.
has like 50 million
Holy
different
shit.
businesses inside Samsung,
Yeah.
and they don't talk to each other, which is weird. That's why you see like Apple, phones that have Samsung chips in them because they don't give a fuck, and even Samsung has to bid on their Samsung chips. They can't just buy them and get them for free. Like the business in Asia is totally different than how people imagine it in the U.S. and
how the
and
mighty
kinda
have
everywhere
fallen.
else.
Holy shit!
Do you think maybe that the new Metal Gear really went over their budget, and that's probably why they want to get away from making console games?
No,
Metal
it's
Gear Solid's
literally
expensive.
video games. Period. We're just like, hey, we can break even and we can make a little money, but we're not making enough money. It's more of a shareholder decision than it is like a financial decision. It's not like, oh, if we keep doing this, we're just going to break even. But that's not going to, increase our shares at all. So let's just get rid of it.
Well,
and
they can't
we're
keep
fine.
up. They can't keep up with the AAA machines. That's what it comes down to.
It's not so much that they can't; it's just that they don't want to
Yeah,
anymore.
there's no
right?
reason to.
And it's like I said, they could license out the IPs to any developer in the world, and they would just bring in money.
I know they
Because
got Gradius, they got Contra, Metal Gear,
Fucking
Castlevania.
Castlevania,
Maybe they
right?
will.
Look
though, in
how
the
much money that
future.
Kickstarter made.
Yeah,
It's over 2 million at this point, or something like that.
2.5.
2.5.
I mean, the thing is that Metal Gear Solid 5 is going to sell huge numbers and it's going to make the money. But the problem with Konami is that they made a lot of expensive bets, like a lot of other Japanese publishers did, Sega, Capcom, and then they didn't make much money on most of it. So they've had to shrink down. And the problem is that Kojima Productions has made nothing for 7 years. They pissed around to Metal Gear Solid Rising, and then Platinum then ended up making that, and it sold all right, but it didn't sell what Metal Gear would. The HD collection sold okay for a HD collection, but they're not generally big money makers. They made Snake Eater 3D, and that didn't sell great. They've done nothing for 7 years, and I think a lot of the problem that Konami are in is that if at the sort of midway point of that 7 years, they'd have had another big Metal Gear game at the tail end of the 360 PS3 life cycle, they would have made a shitload of money, and they might not necessarily be in such a similar situation. But as it is, Kojima hasn't produced anything for 7 years apart from an expensive demo. And at this point, they're probably thinking, well, now they can't keep up, so they won't, because I don't think that they would trust him to keep to a decent schedule. And ultimately, that's a not the factor, but it's a big factor of why they are where they are. Was because a big series like Metal Gear Solid hasn't actually had a new console released since 2008, when the PS3 was floundering.
It kind of helped. It really helped
So-
the PS3. I'll tell you that much. That game.
I mean,
Absolutely.
it
They
sold
should have
6
released
million
that
units.
on 360 too. They would have made money that. I don't know why they. I guess because they.
No, but the thing is,
exclusive
it's
agreement.
like I said, it's not that they're not making money. If they when they pop out Metal Gear, it's going to make them money. Like,
Absolutely.
and they'll
I'm gonna
cover
buy
their
it.
cost. but it's not making them enough money. I mean, it's at the end of the day, they're a business, and they have to talk to their stockholders, and you're supposed to, as a business, you have to grow your business, and their video game business isn't growing; it's just stagnant. And even though they're making money, it's stagnant, and
right, they want to go bigger and better.
Want that. They want, hey, we could really push out our life insurance business and make a shitload more money than worried about video games that nobody plays.
The question is, what's the fault in the big games not being successful? Is it them or is it us?
If you look at the way I look at it, is that a lot of these Japanese publishers, because of the 360 market, they spent so much time chasing that American market that they forgot to actually make games that were good and people actually wanted to buy in the first place.
No, but the Japanese games have been dying for a while, and it wasn't because they chased the American market. It's because they didn't do anything. They got real stagnant on their own. And then, after people stopped buying their games because it was the same exact game over and over and over, they went, okay, companies. we need to do something different. The American market, the Western market, is selling all these games now. Let's make that game. And they tried to evolve, and they fell on their face. And it didn't work out.
Yeah. I'd say that they could, if Japanese companies want to try to get back into console gaming and stuff like that, look at what Ubisoft did with Child of Light and Valiant Hearts. Do something small but high quality. If it reviews and sells well, maybe that could feed back.
I think that's what we're going to see on PS4 with these deals that are happening with Sony. They're going to be smaller projects.
I would sit each Japanese developer down and make them play Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah.
And be like, this is your art style. This is your fucking... You could make an amazing fucking game like this and do it.
They could just make another 2D Contra, just a 2.5D Contra. Super hard, everything.
Contravania.
Yes.
No, not Contravania, just a fucking Contra game. Just make a new Contra game. They would sell gangbusters. Sell for $20. People would love the shit out of it.
Well, they'll probably do a new Contra, but it's going to be mobile.
Yeah.
That's what sucks.
It's going to be on your iPad, don't worry. It'll be great.
On your phablet.
Yeah.
I got
Surface does exist, so...
That's true.
Let's move on, guys.
Yeah, I want to stop talking about sad shit.
Sucks.
Let's talk about a white Xbox One and 4 Halo games. That's right, it's coming. It's here.
4. And a multiplayer.
Limited edition bundle. It's white.
I wonder how limited it is.
They made 3.
It's already sold out on Amazon.
Wow!
Fuck!
And
are you serious?
Best Buy.
Holy!
But the thing is, I think it's gonna be one of those cases of, hey guys, here's this limited edition Xbox One. Oh my god, you guys do want these things? Here's some more.
Yeah, good. That's smart.
Like that.
I think that's all Aaron right there. To be honest.
Yeah.
He was the only one that's been saying it's super special, super limited. And you know what? They probably, I hope they don't have it limited because that fucking thing just sells.
It's a nice looking console.
They just sell it. I mean,
I still prefer black. I don't care.
It's up on 5 and did it chart on Amazon?
I'm checking right now.
When I looked,
holy shit! I can't believe that.
God damn.
But
I hope it comes preloaded. Just preloaded on the console.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd do that, but I mean, I think they were obviously making white ones for some sort of bundle for the end of the year, and then they're like, "Let's release
Brazil,
something."
Right? Wasn't it Brazil that it was being sold originally?
Yeah, but they did even do box art with this too. So how many you think that's really in the wild? 50K?
It will be
5.
No, half that.
I'd say probably 10 or 15,000.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, they may release more, but I think, to be honest, it looked to me like a very sort of let's release these consoles because people will double dip and people will buy it because it's limited, and it might push them over Sony and the MPD again.
Yeah.
I think they released it at a smart time, just before E3 too.
It's definitely sold out on Amazon already.
Yeah, I'm looking at the page right now. It's temporarily out of stock. For the white one. For the black one, it's in stock, but the white one, gone.
It didn't chart for me yet for monthly sales, so I don't think they.
Well, it just got put up this week, right?
Yeah, it
sold
just
out,
came
though.
out.
So if it was going to chart, it would have charted.
It would probably given a lot of the consoles to Amazon. So if it didn't give them 10,000, then right now we can figure out the numbers, because if it gave them 10,000 and they sold out, basically it would already be in the top 100, I would think. But they're going to still be getting shipments too, I think. I'm thinking maybe 20,000. I mean, if I think they would, why wouldn't they make 50,000? Don't you think that would really sell?
I tell you why. Tim, because they made those Sunset Overdrive consoles and they sold out in America, but in Europe and everywhere else, you can still buy the Sunset Overdrive white console. They won't make too many because they want people to believe it's limited and to rush out and go and buy them. So they buy them quickly, and it gives them their MPD win. And then next month,
oh, you think MPD's a win now?
Do it again.
I'd say that's what they want. And then next month, hey guys, here's the 1 terabyte black console with the brand new controller. Go and buy this.
I mean,
it's getting farther into the show right now.
I mean, it's sort of the thing of, you can buy the exact same bundle in terms of content for the exact same, for like a little bit cheaper, actually, because it's a black console. It's just, it's just black versus white in terms of color, not in terms of race. Don't get any wrong ideas, you assholes. Fucking
what
shit.
Hey, I'm kicking you off the show. We gotta end this. All right.
The controller's nice though. I mean, I wish they would sell that separately. Maybe that's why they don't.
They really do need to sell that standalone.
All right.
They want people to buy the console for it.
Let's move on, guys. Just move on. It's okay. There's a white one. It'll probably come back in stock.
Yes. They probably saw how quickly it sold and were like, let's rustle up some more, folks.
Let's talk about TV, because that's the best thing to talk about on an Xbox podcast.
TV?
It's TV. That's right. The digital
what about
TV
sports?
tuner. The TV tuner has an official TV tuner now. It's $60 or $100, depending if you want to buy one with an antenna.
That's a good price on the antenna, though, if you get the bundle.
Yeah. So it's a digital TV tuner for the Xbox One. You can pause video, and it's rumored that they're going to add like DVR support eventually, which would be awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely happening.
And something to know,
I think there's a 70% chance.
People who do have this, they do have a better picture than a lot of
any one.
No, well, it's uncompressed. Fios is uncompressed.
Is it? I thought Fios still compressed. Okay.
No, it's uncompressed.
You would know. You would know. I'll always take your word for this, Tim.
Well, I mean, that's according to somebody,
would be
getting really far into that corner, Tim. What are you doing over there?
No,
like,
only Fios is uncompressed. Cablevision's compressed, and the tuner, if you get an antenna, is uncompressed. So you will see really good picture.
Yeah.
But it depends on what you get, the area. You're not going to get all channels, but that's a pretty cool thing. If you really want a cord cut and just
depending on the network, over the air can actually be better than a Blu-ray, depending on who's broadcasting.
Look amazing.
It's a very huge file.
That antenna that's bundled in is a 50-mile radius too, which is cool.
Phil has it.
Your service may vary. All right, well, yeah, it's a good deal. Go ahead, pick it up if you don't have cable. I think that's the way to go. All right, Windows 10 coming to Xbox One post-summer, people.
Yep.
So it's not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be when Windows 10 launches.
It's probably with Halo.
Yeah.
No, they won't do it that late. It'll be
before, right before Halo.
It'll be
say in October.
September.
Because they'll do the big update, and then they'll want to make sure that it works in time for the holidays.
Preview will get it.
Beginning of fall is what, September 22nd? So late September, early October is what I'm guessing.
It's coming out though. It's coming out on the computer side though in the summer, right? That's still on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's rumored pretty soon, but it's not. Nobody has a.
They just released a new build, 10.122. I'm going to do that after the show. I was wanting to do it before, but they're really pushing it. The updates are getting much better. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a good.
Yeah, the latest version's really good. Well, I guess what was the latest version now is really good.
Right, it keeps getting better and better.
I must still wait.
Hey, look, trust me. Earlier I had to restart my computer because I couldn't hit the start menu because it wouldn't come up. It's still beta software.
Yeah, it still has its little things, but a lot less.
Like that has happened.
I mean,
a
it
long
wasn't
time
great when it first came out. It wasn't great, but now like the live tiles are now like the start menu are really starting to really come.
Really pop.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's just getting good. I like the way they're going.
But yeah, they're new functions. One other bit of news: the June update. It had a lot of Xbox app features, and it sounds like they're going to announce features at E3, and they're going to like kind of launch with E3, and not like they didn't really say anything about what's going to happen on the console this month. So I'm taking it we got to wait till E3 to find out anything for OS.
Probably.
Phil said that the platform and OS team, he sort of talked about them being at the conference, so I think they will show things. I think they'll show they're not usually sort of too forward with the roadmap, but I think they'll be a bit more specific about things like streaming,
DVR,
background
maybe?
music, DVR, Windows 10 in general, and making it not run like crap, and some of the and like party changes, because that was something they were looking at last year, and it was in the SDK. So whether or not that'll, I think they'll kind of talk about all that sort of stuff at E3. And
well, I guess this is a good segue to go into E3 predictions. That's it for news, unless anybody has anything else they want to talk about.
There is one thing.
Okay, Steve, you're done. Let's just move.
I mean, I'm in the future, so it's the 22nd of May for me, but you guys back in the 21st of May, it's the 2-year anniversary of the Xbox One reveal. Less news. Yes. Sort of like a segue.
Are they announcing new TV features or something?
So the thing is, I actually someone linked to the reveal on YouTube, so I watched the first 7 minutes of it, and fuck it out, it was dreadful. Like Don Matrick is clearly the sort of thing where he's got up on stage and he's thought, oh shit, I've actually got to announce this. And he's just it's just constant sort of talking about sort of as much as he can get away with without actually talking about the Xbox One, and they have all these montages and all these horrendous videos, and looking back, it was, oh my god, it was. I didn't have time to watch the rest of it, but it was pretty grim.
No, but somebody just posted the Xbox 360's original reveal and how that really doesn't hold up at all today. Like, it was pretty fucking awful. Because it was on MTV and...
Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
But it was better than
Frodo.
They had Frodo, yeah.
It was much better for the time than what we got a couple of years ago.
They showed more actual gameplay.
And then E3 came around, fucking was awesome.
Yeah.
And they already did the damage.
But that was news.
It was after the conference,
any
basically.
News, people? News? No news?
No. Combo Breaker is this weekend. It's a big it's a big fighting game tournament. Killer Instinct is a featured game, and that's really going to show off Arya for the first time.
Can't wait to see
with with a lot of people playing her at once. So it's going to be some really cool automatic feedback that could, help improve the game before she launches next week. So tune into that when it happens Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And check out other fighting games as well, because it's a big fighting game tournament, so see what you like. That's all I got to say about that.
Tim ran out of the room. He's gone.
Timothy!
I wasn't paying attention. Did he lean over so far he fell down?
He might have.
Probably.
I mean, the chair's still up, so I'm curious. I just...
Like, Tim did that video. You ever see that guy take that big
Oh, he's back! He's back!
Fell over.
Everybody, let's just wait. I want to make sure Tim's
He got back up.
Hey, Tim.
Tim's old. I don't know if the alarm went off and, the ambulance is coming.
Yeah, he's the most wizened of this crew, isn't he?
Yes.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Somebody got...
Tim turned on the air conditioner, or...
Oh, fuck.
All I heard was air. That's all I heard.
And then, oh fuck!
Tim's
Somebody
like,
was knocking on the door. I don't know what that was.
"Are you okay, Tim? I was worried
Yeah.
you fell over because you were leaning over a lot through the show." And
We just took off.
He got smaller and smaller into that
I
corner.
heard we were talking about area. That's the last I heard.
okay.
Well, it's E3 predictions time.
E3
That's what's going
predictions
on.
time.
I got my E3 predictions. That's
All
where I had
right.
them.
You know what? We're gonna go straight into it. Tim, what's gonna be
Wow.
at E3?
Wow. Well,
You're the insider, man. It's on your Twitter account.
no,
I'm going straight
this
to
one's
you.
a tough one. I really am stumped. I'm gonna let Steve say a lot of his because
Steve has 147.
Steve has a lot that I agree with.
I got
so I'm not really.
notes.
You got notes?
Wow, look at that. Well, Saint really. You know what? Saint.
I got notes too. Oh, that's it.
Wow.
In my head.
I think you're gonna get. I think from what we all know, you're gonna get the big stuff. I'm gonna say
Wait a
Eden
second.
Falls.
Real quick, we gotta pause the show. Vern, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Thank
that
you. I
dead
just
horse.
wanted to make
Eat that
sure
dead
you're
horse.
engaged, ready to
I
go.
feel good.
You're happy. I'm sorry,
I
Tim.
am.
We can continue the show. We just have to. It's a mandatory now. You know.
Well, being that I'm going first, a lot of these, like I said, were Steve. So the 1 terabit Xbox One.
Is it just a terabit?
David!
Yes,
Just
it's
that
the one
terabit.
terabit, and with a new hardcore controller.
You know it's a
I'll
byte,
let-
right?
I'll-
Terabyte.
yeah,
not
I
a
know.
bit.
I always do that. I don't know.
It's like me with
Um,
gigabyte instead of
I
terabyte.
just brain.
I got
fart,
one of them
whatever,
new
fart.
500 megabyte hard drives, and
Yeah. It's huge.
I can put everything on it. It's real nice.
You get so many MP3s on it.
I don't
Seems
know.
like never again. Never again. I was
Forza,
okay.
you're gonna get Forza 6 gameplay,
No
Halo
shit.
gameplay, Halo 5
shit.
real gameplay, Scalebound real gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
There's not going to be CGI with that. You're going to get something on Crackdown, obviously. I'm going to go with Banjo, Battletoads, and RP. There's going to be 2 RPGs. I'm going to say Eden Falls and a surprise. I don't know what that surprise would be, but
You should know Eden Falls is a mobile game.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's by Live London. If you go on xboxachievements.com, type in Eden Falls, the Windows Phone 8 achievements
Well,
are
do you
on
think
there.
that it could be a tie-in? I think you're
No.
going to get some PC games too.
It's a
You're gonna-
universal app, Steve. Shut up.
Halo Wars 2. Again, I agree with a lot of Steve's predictions, even though he has 500. But really,
No, he was very specific. He has 147.
he's very good though. So I'm in line with him.
I'm making a list right now, Tim. It's 148 plus 2.
You're gonna have Gears. I mean, I think we pretty much know. But what is that gonna? What's that surprise? I am stumped. I'm gonna be completely honest. I am stumped, and I hope, and that's what you want to be. To be honest, I
Third
want to be
party?
surprised.
Crackdown.
I reckon they're going to have a big exclusive from a big developer that nobody will see coming. Not a third-party exclusive, like something that Microsoft own and have been building for a while. I think there's something left in the
Battletoads,
field.
a AAA RPG, Mass Effect style. Confirmed?
That's just an awful idea.
Yeah, I mean,
I hate you just for suggesting it.
No love for my idea.
no.
No.
No,
What
No,
about
no.
Crimson Skies? Isn't
Actually,
Never happening.
There was
the
some-
thing is, do you want to cover?
I was going to say Hairbrain teased that they were working on a new property, so it could be Crimson Skies that they're working on next, but it would more than likely be a strategy game and not a flying game, right? If it's Hairbrain.
Possibly.
That's all I was going to say.
Yeah, no, that was it. Tim, have you got any more predictions?
I don't know. I mean, at this
Tim's
point,
going to be on stage. That's my prediction.
At this point, I do think this.
Phil's just
I'll
gonna be
put
like,
it this
"Dance,
way.
Tim, dance."
And I know this isn't really in what you really should do with these type of prediction shows. I think we're going to be surprised, but I don't know what he has planned. But I think there is something surprising. If we don't get that surprise, I guess that's the way you judge the show. But I think we all want a surprise. What it is, I'm kind of really stumped. And last year I just think we know a lot too. I think the 1 terabit hardcore controller is a reality. So. Or not a reality. It's likely, but it could be wrong. Steve's very high on that, so I kind of really respect his opinion on that, and I think that it's going to happen.
Yeah, Steve, I don't respect your opinion. Just so you know.
Yeah, well,
somebody had to draw that straw. It was me.
You'll be respecting my opinion when I get my red coats and we're marching down your street. That's what I'm saying.
You couldn't America wearing a red coat, boy. You will be dead before you hit the coast.
You don't even know how to use a gun. Y'all banned them all.
You went. I couldn't believe you went to the .com. So you never know.
I'm a modern man. I can't be tied down to these English
URLs.
domains. I mean, if you want to go to the .co.uk, that's fine. You can. I mean,
I do that just because I don't like to go to the .com one. I just go to the.
Tim hates all .coms.
What about Connect? Is it dead? Asked Harry in the chat.
Yes.
Connect is not
yes.
dead. Connect will not be in any games, but it's not dead. It'll just be.
Well, it's not alive.
It'll still work.
You know what? I was thinking about this the other day. The fact is that when Xbox came out and they had all these voice commands that we had for TV for different channels, they were adding to that. They stopped doing that once. Remember when Phil basically fired the whole Connect team, or he remember there was layoffs. Remember there was layoffs in the Connect division, and I think there was a Harmonix was upset. It seems really that the Connect has tailed off since then, as far as adding new features, or adding new voice commands. The voice commands, I thought that we would have a lot more. We don't, and I think that Phil's really focused on gaming, and he wants to put all that money into gaming, and Connect is just gonna get minor updates. So, as a dead, in my opinion. Somebody who really backed the original Connect, I think it's pretty much done. It'll be working. You can use it in other things, possibly, but it's for gaming. It's
very
few and far between.
There's that one puzzle game that's you use your image to show where platforms are. That
indie game.
Yeah,
that looks really cool.
The thing about Free is that they announced it, but it wasn't actually a product. So it
was just a demo.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's actually going to be a thing or not.
I hope they do. It looks really cool.
So, yeah. So.
Well, I'm looking at all you guys. You guys never played Connect, did you?
I didn't have the original.
What does that mean?
I played.
Are you saying we're all fat?
No, I'm just looking at you. You guys don't
I'm looking at you all guys. You guys don't look like you play
Connect. I can't see you guys
Connect.
going like this. I can't see. I really can't see Mike doing it.
I can't see you guys getting off the sofa. You're all fat asses.
I can't see one doing. I mean, it's just.
I have Connect Sports and I love bowling.
Okay, I can see that. You're a big bowler.
Connect Sports Rivals, the bowling was awesome, man.
Yeah.
Shit's good.
I agree.
It just really, I thought it would do better, but they didn't come up with that killer app. It never had that game where you're like, wow.
They didn't have it at launch. That was the issue.
Natal reveal when they showed that painting where they painted the elephant and had people. Do you remember that? Did that ever come out?
I remember that. No, I remember they handed the sheet. Remember the fucking sheet? And then it was supposedly going to read what you wrote. And it never fucking happened. That was really, they really kind of pushed the.
That's my one fear with HoloLens is that.
Yeah. They
It's
sometimes get over.
No, but HoloLens isn't a gaming thing specifically.
No, not specifically.
Yeah, it has a million times a better chance of actually taking off everywhere. But I don't think it's dead. I honestly don't think it's dead. I
hope it's not dead.
I think voice stuff will still be there. You're not going to see like people waving arms around and shit.
Gestures are done.
You're going to see, hey, I'm going to be able to talk, and it's going to use cloud-based fucking audio recognition to do even a better job. And it's
Cortana, maybe.
Yeah, you're going to get Cortana support. I wouldn't be shocked. It's been rumored since the get-go, but that's going to be more OS stuff. This year. But yeah, I really don't think it's dead. I think it's going to be fine. Will it be used? I don't know.
It'll be on life support.
I think I think the new controller will have a microphone in it, so you can give it voice commands.
If that really happens, that'd be cool. I mean, that E3 prediction by you when you made that a while back. That'd be really cool. I'd buy that thing in a second.
My prediction is that it's going to be like the Amazon Fire TV remote, where you hold the button and give the command.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
Right. I think that there'll be more of a proprietary share button as opposed to going through the way they do it now.
I think they'll have share and snap buttons.
How though? How do you do that? You only have so much space. You're not going to change the button, buttons that much. They're going to still have.
They're going to bring the Duke back.
No, look.
I mean,
I've been talking about this.
Look at the controller right now.
I played the original Xbox, and they need to bring back the white and black buttons.
Oh,
they needed, like the S controller, the white and black buttons, even though it was fucking hurting the shit out of my thumb for trying to use them, because I haven't used them in like 20 years at this point, feels like. They felt really good, and it was a good place to be able to do it. So I could definitely see them adding 2 buttons, but I don't think it'll be a share and snap.
But where would they put it? Maybe below.
No, it'd be.
You're gonna have the speaker too. You have to realize now you're rating the speaker into this. That's going to take.
Look, their goal is to make their battery life the same as the PS4 controller. So I mean, anything's possible.
They're going to use the Atari Jaguar layout. Yeah. That's what they're going to do. Yeah, it's going to be 3x4. You know, with the
and
pad
Kinect will help too.
Yeah, agree.
Thing is,
they'll bundle
gesture Kinect
Right, they'll bundle in the little tabs that you can put on top, so you know what each button does. You know, it'd be great.
Thing is, I don't think that they're going to absolutely pack it with every feature. Like, there will be something that you might expect to be there and isn't there. But I mean, the thing is, for my controller, I have the headset adapter plugged in, and it's just a part of my controller. And then when I look at the controller with that plugged in as it is, you know, that could be the sort of area where you have your buttons. Because I mean, my thing's got 5 different buttons on it. You know, and then you look at sort of the way that they sort of raise the top bit with the bumpers and then the Xbox button. You know, I mean, there are places that they could put things. I mean, they could move that down like it was on 360 between the menu and view buttons, and then have snap and share above it or something. You know,
the ergonomics, the way the feel of it is not going to change, though, right?
Look, there's only one button you need on a new Xbox One controller, and that's a hard reset button, and we all agree, correct?
I agree.
Jeez.
I think you just need an awesome button.
A hard reset button.
Wow.
That would fix everything. Just a mandatory hard reset button. Just fucking.
That'd be great.
Boom. Off.
That's what they did. That's horrible.
Vern, the shit's not working. I'll be right back. Hard reset button.
Click.
And I want it to be in a bad spot, like right where you're fucking...
accidentally press it all the time.
Yeah. Right where your palm hits it. It's just like, bam. Well, you fucked up. I'm telling you, it would revolutionize the console.
It's okay. In settings, there will be an option to where you can hold it to do a hard reset instead of just click it. That's how they'll fix it.
Imagine Microsoft did that, like trolled everyone.
A hard reset button.
What do you think that would? What do you think the reaction?
Look,
would be?
I'm thinking about making a picture of it right now. Just doing a design.
Put it on the user feedback website, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Go do it.
I want a mandatory button.
Vote for it.
I know I could get a few people to vote for it with me.
I would vote for
All
it.
right,
This
just to
is
throw it out
funny.
there, Michael Worm, the Xbox One controller, they could do an adapter. There is a plug thing port on the bottom of it that they could. You wouldn't be able to use your stereo headset after they added the buttons with it, but
No, it'll
You
stack.
plug it right in.
yeah,
You'll plug the stereo headset into the new thing. You know.
It'll be like the 32X, but just doesn't control it.
Exactly.
Yeah. It'll be like holding a Wii U gamepad
Just as heavy.
because that's fun.
I got
All right, where the fuck was I going with this? I had.
Well, you did me. I did my
What do you-
predictions.
Yeah, everybody. Well, Michael, what do you think is going to happen at E3? What dev's going to be fired a week before E3? Who's laying off people?
Oh man,
Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's gonna be the axe from Sony or something. Gosh, I really don't have much to really predict crazy amounts of. I mean, like Fallout 4 is my biggest hopeful thing.
I think you're right.
I think Bethesda's gonna not shock, but surprise people with what they show. A lot of people are saying Dishonored 2. Who knows? We're gonna see stuff from Battleborn, their shooter hero game thing.
Is that first person?
You mean the Bethesda one? That's Battlecry.
Battlecry, because it's
Battleborn is the 2K one
Gearbox
from
dominance.
Gearbox.
Yeah.
God, those games got announced at like the exact same time, so of course you're fucking confused with the battle name. But they're gonna have to show more of that off because they haven't shown jack shit of it for a while. Like the Twitter account's been silent, so. I think that Blizzard's gonna surprise us with with Overwatch being announced for a console or both consoles. That are Hearthstone, right? Aside from that, I mean, like you guys have really covered a lot of the bases. Yeah, I mean, then like independent games and stuff like that. So, yeah.
All right, let's start making stupid predictions. Yeah? Yeah.
I got a couple predictions.
Oh,
Go for it.
yeah.
All right.
You had to post it. That's right.
All right. I'm definitely saying Rare's not making Battletoads.
Yes.
I do not think they are on it. I'm also going to say that this is a crazy prediction, but I don't know why I had a dream about it. Phantom Dust is they decided to move Phantom Dust to Ninja Theory, and I know Ninja Theory is working on their Hellblade or whatever, but I think
they're also working on combat for the Lego game, the Infinity, right?
Don't you mean
Dimensions,
Disney
yeah.
Infinity? No,
Yeah.
they're working
Yes.
on Disney Infinity, or are they working on
Yeah,
both?
Disney Infinity. Yeah, for the Marvel. Is it not Marvel? It's the Star Wars stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're working on the combat for that.
And I think we'll also see some DirectX 12 integration with Xbox One. I think we'll probably see maybe a before and then an after DX12, and I think we'll see some of the improvements that way. They have to talk about DX12. I think they'd be silly not to, at least at some point. And then, I mean, if we really want to get crazy, I think this is really silly, but maybe Microsoft announces a partnership with Steam and HTC to bring their VR headset support to Xbox One. Because it just, why wouldn't it? It kind of would make sense. Microsoft wouldn't have to spend any money other than giving them support.
I would think Oculus would be more likely than Steam, right?
Yeah. I
Probably.
think because Microsoft's had a really good relationship with Facebook for a long time, it would make a lot of sense for them to continue on.
And Gaben doesn't really like Windows 8.1. He didn't like 8 he didn't like because of the integrated store. So
Yeah, he
Because
was.
it's threatening
This
his
is
business.
the end of PC gaming. Well, this is the end of open software because there's not going to be any other stores except for the Windows Store. Which, when he said that, that wasn't even true. So Like, his hate for it made no sense.
Yeah, but he also hated the PS3, and then he shows up at their conference. So,
yeah.
I mean,
Gabe likes the color of money.
He does.
He loves money.
He's as all executives and businesses are. He is a whore for the green stuff.
No, but here's the thing. Like, I keep hearing that Valve's the only company that could pull out Half-Life 3 and it would sell 1 billion copies without them promoting it. And I think that time is passing.
I don't.
So if they can't pop that game out in the next 5 years, I don't think people are going to remember what Half-Life is.
Their amount of users on Steam is only going up and up and up. I mean, is it 9.5 now? And then you put it on consoles and stuff. People will know.
It's just I don't know. I don't think the younger generation remembers Half-Life like we do. But I could be wrong. It's all about money. But that's other E3 predictions. Are we going to get a game that releases the day of E3 at the press conference? Are we going to have that Dead Rising 3 moment of...
You might get
it's not out. It's sooner than soon. It's out now.
Battletoads.
Yeah, Battletoads.
That's my crazy prediction.
I don't think that's... I mean, the thing is, so Microsoft have said that and they've said this on a couple of occasions, that they have 2 games out in the summer period that are unannounced, and they're still unannounced because they haven't announced anything since. One of them is Joe Montana, from my point of view of thinking what they are. So that'll be July-ish. And I'm very certain that the other one is a 30th anniversary collection from Rare.
Rare, yeah.
In which, that could be the day of the show, but I find it unlikely. I think it'll probably be later on. I mean, I'm not entirely sure whether it's 360 ports or N64 ports. Could be Gamescom, but I would have... I mean, it's possible. I mean, they're only 6 weeks apart, but I don't think they'll have anything major that launches... I don't think they'll have anything that launches on the day. Unless it's a small game, like a $10 game or something that just sort of pops up and it's like, hey, buy now.
Silence.
Steve, you all right?
I'm good. I can go through some of my predictions if you like. I'll condense it. I won't do all 147. We'll be until next week. So I mean, the Rare thing, the collection, Battletoads.
Dealer beta.
They did. I don't believe them.
All right, we're reconnected to Twitch. Something happened. I'm sorry. OBS is having a heart attack. 1 second.
Show must go on, dude.
It's showing us live again now.
The show is back up. Sorry, everybody.
Should I carry on?
I think we're good.
Cool. They'll announce Halo Reach and Halo Wars for Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
Gears of War, they'll do the remaster and it'll be Xbox One and PC, and there will be gameplay of Gears 4. They'll do some sort of transition. There'll be a small gameplay segment, that sort of thing. Twisted Pixel's new IP and Press Play's new IP. They'll show Decisive Games' strategy game for PC and Xbox One.
Halo Wars 2.
Or Age of Empires. Probably Halo Wars 2, but...
Yeah.
We'll see. Tomb Raider will be September. I think they'll have a Minecraft section, and they'll do some sort of... talk about it sort of on the Windows 10 store, and perhaps some exclusive Xbox content like servers or something, that sort of thing. I don't quite know what they'll do, but they'll have something big in Minecraft, either that will be sort of just on Xbox and PC platforms. There'll be some revivals from the original Xbox catalogue. I mean, that Harebrained Schemes thing about one of their older IPs that they made when they were at Microsoft. I mean, Crimson Skies, which Microsoft are publishing for Xbox One and PC, perhaps. Possibly State of Decay 2, but I don't know how likely it really is. I think
it's a teaser.
Yeah, possibly. They'll show a new Xbox 360 with no disc drive. It's more like a set-top box for like $100 or something, much smaller. And they'll announce some sort of new digital games, and that'll be on Xbox 360 as well as Xbox One PC, part of their Universal App stuff. Third-party exclusive. I reckon both Sony and Microsoft will have one somewhere.
Yeah, but with Alan Wake, I think they will do that pre-order bonus thing with Quantum Break, and the way we'll be able to get it earlier instead of having to wait till Quantum Break is out, is that they'll set it up kind of like you know how Call of Duty Black Ops, you can pre-order it now without a preload for Black Ops 3. I think they'll do something like that with Quantum Break, where you can do a digital pre-order in advance without a preload,
Right.
and that's how we'll be able to get Alan Wake for free sometime at the end of the summer.
Yeah, but if they were doing Alan Wake, I know that Remedy said that they were approached about it. Do you think they're in production right now for it?
No,
that's what
I'm of the opinion that the reason why Remedy showed all that stuff off is because they've spoken to Microsoft, and Microsoft did not give them encouraging signs for the deal that Remedy wanted. So Remedy have gone public, seen that a lot of people have said this looks fucking cool, and it's a strong arm to Microsoft. We're talking to other people. Do you want it or not? These are our terms. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I remember that one day they did come out, and then you haven't heard a peep since. Well, that could be it.
Yeah, that Tail event, that is a fucking genius idea, though. I had not considered that.
What about PlayStation?
You don't consider a lot of things, Steve, like my feelings, Vern's feelings.
How are you doing? How are you doing, Vern?
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. How are you, Vern?
I'm wonderful.
All right.
I just wish our Twitch stream was wonderful too. It looks like it's back up, but
I don't know what's going on with Twitch.
In my opinion.
But the thing is, they lost MPDs last month by a whole 13,000 units. I mean,
it's nothing.
I would
right, but
they can't be too reactionary, because that is a horrible situation to get themselves into. In my opinion, they will wait until Metal Gear Solid drops. They'll have the special edition bundles. They'll drop it to $349.
Yeah,
I think they're coming down this year for sure. I think you could write that.
Oh
down.
yeah,
it could. They're not going to announce it at E3 because obviously they're potential buyers. But it's a thing that they're going to do, because I think they're, even though people just said the Xbox is dead, I think it's really starting to kick up now, and they're going to try to suppress it, especially in North America. They're going to try to suppress it. And that's going to be one way that they can do. And you know what? People who say they don't have money, that's, in my opinion, that's not true. I think they're putting a lot of money now towards. They view PlayStation 4 as a critical brand, and they're gonna act accordingly if they keep losing. If they lose next month, it could come sooner. It could be, but it's coming, in my opinion.
I think their E3 is going to be really big, though. I don't think
they'll have a good E3.
I don't think they're going to announce very much more for the holiday season, which is going to be weak. I think they're going to double down on No Man's Sky as like their big game, from the way they're talking. And I think we're going to see one surprise that's going to come out this year, is my guess. I don't know what, but I think we're going to see something. Otherwise, I don't think they would have.
Last Guardian?
No. Yeah, either Last Guardian or a new Gran Turismo something.
Well, the only reason why I say the Last Guardian is because it's been in development for a long time. They could probably it might not be the best for the game, and I don't think that it's a huge deal if they do it, but it'd be big.
We're going to see a good show from them, though, because we're going to see a lot of stuff we've been wondering what all the developers are working on. We're going to see Horizon, which is the project that Guerrilla is working on. We're probably going to see more from Rime. We're going to see whatever the Guerrilla Cambridge development team is working on.
I bet they're just working on Horizon.
Possibly. I think we'll also see
GT7.
Media Molecules' new game, and they'll probably be a Morpheus project, And we're probably going to see some Japanese stuff. Like things like Star Ocean, So
they'll do like a little montage or something of all their Japanese money hats.
And I think God of War is definitely getting announced.
I think just a teaser of God of War.
Maybe we'll get. Right.
We'll get like a name, maybe like a subtitle for it and a narration or something like that. Yeah, but nothing major.
15 seconds, some 15 seconds.
kind of like what they did for Uncharted.
Yeah, they're gonna do
when they first revealed it.
That could be close to the end too.
And I think we'll see a third-party exclusive that kind of makes us go, "What?" I think we'll
Deep
see
down.
Yeah.
Is Sony getting the DLC for Call of Duty this year?
We don't know. We don't know what's going on with that. Right now, it doesn't look like anyone has marketing, so we'll see who picks that up. But I think we're going to see a lot of third-party at their show because it's going to be a long show, and they're all buddy-buddy with third parties right now because their first party isn't showing up right now.
Yeah, I think Sony are going to have a lot of sort of similar to what Microsoft did last year. They can have a lot of logos. They can have a lot of this is coming, but then it's going to be like, okay, so what is this? And they're like, wait till like later in the year or next year or something. And as you said, there'll be a big sort of third party focus, and that's what they'll be spending a lot of time showing off.
Yeah. How much time do you think they'll spend on sales numbers?
About an hour, because Sony usually always runs long.
I think they're going to waste a lot of time on Morpheus.
How much time do you think they're going to waste on fake letters?
Oh,
hopefully not at all.
Last year.
So Jimmy wrote in. He wanted to know why there's not another Kingdom Hearts game coming. Congratulations, Jimmy. We're making it because you wrote us.
Well, you know they're going to do a building the list section because they've been doing that at every single press conference they do. So, hopefully this time it's Shenmue 3.
No,
maybe.
I think
that'd be a big one for them. That would be
so far their heads up their ass. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
Well, the rumor is that they are working on a Sega third-party exclusive, though. So we'll see.
Play the second one exclusively on Xbox, the first one on your Dreamcast, and the third one on a PS4. Have fun trying to play them all.
Yeah.
That would have been like the worst game of all time when it comes to exclusive platforms.
I think you're going to get a real good show from both, and Nintendo is nowhere to be found.
I think Nintendo's going to have the best show. I think the Wii U is really going to show its Japanese development.
They're going to drop the price to $99.
Look, when you're leading Japan in consoles, I mean, you got some leeway. You can do what you want. You can, really throw that weight around.
You don't have to go to Gamescom.
I'm not expecting much from Nintendo.
I'm seeing another Monster Hunter.
Well, Zelda isn't going to be there. They already said that. And then
Zelda's delayed, right?
Yeah, it was. It's delayed.
Yeah.
Zelda's delayed for perfection.
So the real star of their show is going to be, or the Nintendo Direct is going to to Star Fox. No, Star Fox.
Assuming that Star Fox doesn't also get delayed.
Which it very well could.
I think Mario Maker is going to be the star of the show.
I don't think it's anywhere close to being close to releasing Star Fox.
They said it's releasing this year.
They say a lot of things, and they say a lot of things when they've got a new console coming out as well.
Yeah.
And I think.
Do you think that'll be 2017?
No, it'll be next year.
I think we'll see one or two major Wii U exclusive announcements, and then that's going to be it until the next console.
Assassin's Creed thing. I think the Assassin's Creed thing, where the first one was kind of but the second one was incredible. If they follow that same formula, it should work out pretty good in their favor.
Yeah, and then the next will be better 6 or 7, boring.
But I mean, granted, this wasn't next year. This is like 2 years later. So
I think something that they will do is they'll have a lot of games that are using the UBR engine. Like there was that Prince of Persia rumor. I mean, they had Valiant Hearts and Child of Light. I mean, they're really sort of very close to each other. I think that, I mean, I don't know whether they'll do sequels to either of those, but they'll have new games like those, and there'll be quite a nice section, and some of them will be sort of this year, and some of them will be a bit further out, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
I mean, is it time for a new Ghost Recon?
Yes.
Could there be another Splinter Cell?
The Ghost Recon team is working on The Division right now. And I know that. And
then Rainbow Six is coming too, so I think Ghost Recon is something that we'll see like next year, not this year, if we're going to see it.
I want to see another Splinter Cell game.
I mean, The thing is I've noticed that I might be wrong on this, but I've had to look to make sure. If you look at all the times where they talk about what all their studios are on, Ubisoft Toronto is not on any of them, and they made Splinter Cell Blacklist. So
they are making the next Splinter
sense.
Cell as exclusive for Xbox One. That's my crazy prediction.
Wouldn't shock me. I mean, Ubisoft
It'd be a wonderful thing to happen.
Ubisoft fucking love money, like everybody, like these big companies do. If Microsoft
And the last one
them,
didn't do that well, so
No, but it's been a while.
Somewhat riskier.
It's been a while. Microsoft will help pay for it, and I think they can drum up like that fucking Splinter Cell love.
That's my crazy prediction.
Yeah.
My crazy prediction is Nintendo sells themselves to Amazon.
What would that? That would be crazy.
I think that makes sense.
That's a great prediction, though.
Be huge.
I think it makes
We talked about
sense,
the weeks.
and I think I stole that from Steve.
Steve is good. He puts them all out there.
So I'd tell you something I think is going to be that Dead Rising 4.
Yeah.
For exclusive or multi?
No, multi-platform.
Yeah,
It'll either be Dead Rising 4 or Capcom Vancouver's new IP. One of the two, because
that'd be cool if it
definitely
comes
making
out.
one.
Well, since Capcom's in the remasters, why don't maybe they'll remaster the original Dead Rising?
Yeah.
There's not enough.
They'll make
there's
a
not
Dead
enough love
Rising
for that.
collection.
Yeah, that game's not good enough for you to go back to.
The problem is
it was
that
my favorite of all of them, to be honest with you.
They'll do it anyway. They'll make a Dead Rising collection.
Have you tried it?
They'll do a Dead Rising collection, and it won't sell, and then they won't make any more ever.
I think like Dead Rising 3 actually controlled like a third-person action game that was made in like the 21st century, and and it felt like proper
mostly
game, like, whereas I think the others were clunky and awkward to control. And I mean, unless they made big changes, but I think they'll just make Dead Rising 4, and they'll have like another Xbox exclusive episode or something, because Phil will flutter his eyelids and show him a bit of green, and they'll be happy with that.
Any
Ridge
other
Racer 8.
predictions? No, maybe.
Ridge Racer 8.
Are we going to see a giant enemy
Racer.
crab?
Giant crabs.
Well, on that E3 website that everybody seems to take as gospel for what people are going to show, there was a racing game listed under Namco Bandai, and I'm not sure what else. I mean, I know that they do some.
That's do they be exclusive to PS4? Ridge Racer, yeah.
I put it for both. We'll see. But I mean, because they don't. I mean, do they publish some stuff in Europe or US for some of these like weird smaller racing games? I mean, I know they. Well, actually, they did do Project Cars, but I don't know. That was something. I think Rockstar will have something there, either GTA Story expansion or
Red Dead Redemption
3.
Red Dead sounds like it.
Don't they typically not do conferences like at all? Pretty much.
They don't, but I think that.
Well, there was that rumor that there was a Red Dead remaster and that it was supposed to come out on Xbox One a while back.
I mean, I think that because they've got. I mean, Sony have been marketing their games, and Sony had GTA last year, so it wouldn't surprise me if Sony had pulled off a bit of a coup and got a new Rockstar announcement for E3. Like, it's the sort of thing I could see Sony sort of having the leverage to get with how successful PS4 is, and people thinking it'd be good and getting Rockstar to agree to it. Because usually at one point weren't they on like a game a year, and then GTA 5 came out, and then next gen happened, and then they sort of stopped that for all the GTA stuff. So I think they'll get back to this game's coming.
They did the 2 episodes, which took a lot of time. Those were like really big games,
games.
And then Max Payne was really big game as well.
Well, didn't they have like Red Dead, Max Payne, LA Noire, GTA were all like every year,
too.
And then GTA was delayed to the from the May to the holidays, and then that sort of put the cycle off. So with GTA 5, Xbox One, PS4 last year, and then PC. And so this year we won't have anything. We'll get an announcement for next year's perhaps May release or something, or holiday.
Unless they release some GTA 5 DLC this year and just haven't announced it yet. There's always that possibility.
Seems likely.
Yeah.
It's
probably
been
be out in
it's been
September.
flown around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's both. I mean, Rockstar are a big developer. I mean, they've got so many studios that they can't just do. They've obviously got to have multiple things going on. I suppose it's just a case of when they get announced and come out. So, because I can't see them just relying on GTA DLC this year and next year. I think they'll definitely have something next year. Whether or not they wait till after E3 this year to announce it or not, I don't know.
All right. Any other E3 predictions, guys? Any conference?
Well, what do you guys think we're going to see at this Oculus conference that's going to happen?
We're going to see our VR headset. And
no, but I mean, I wonder what kind of partners we're going to see with them.
We'll see a release date finally.
You're gonna. They've already announced like it's early next year. So
no, but I think you'll get a firm release date.
Firm release date, price.
You're just going to see like all the big...
Maybe launch games?
You're going to see all the big games that are hitting Oculus. So you're going to see Adrift. You're going to see the new frictional game, which is the people that made Amnesia: The Dark Descent, if you don't know that. Stuff like that.
You're just going to see a bunch of logos for support.
There are a lot of games that have been in development for Oculus. It's just that, they're in development. Yeah. So it's...
Crytek are big on VR at the moment, and they've got the Return to Dinosaur Island tech demo. Hunt, possibly. I think they've said that they've got a demo to show at E3. Now, if they could possibly have a Morpheus thing, because they're doing VR, perhaps Sony, showed them a bit green.
What the hell is Microsoft going to have for HoloLens? Because they did say that they're going to be at the conference.
Minecraft.
They said that they said that it would be at E3. It could just be behind. It could just be tech demos, and I think that they probably will spend 5 minutes on it to show off.
It'll be in a promotional video, but it won't be on stage.
Okay, and then Sony, you think is probably going to have how long? They'll probably spend 30 minutes on Morpheus.
30 minutes? Nah.
I think they can have like a 2.5 hour long show.
Yeah, they do have a longer show, so you have to realize that.
I think they'll have a lot of time to show Morpheus, and they'll have several games to show for Morpheus.
And you'll have
probably
nap
have a
time.
tech demo.
You'll get some milk, and you'll fall
have
asleep.
Yoshida on stage,
trying to play it and fumble.
I think I'm going to go to the movie theater thing they're doing again.
What? Why? I thought we were going to broadcast.
Oh, that's right.
I'd rather watch it.
Vern's all like, I'm going to go to the movie theater thing. And I'm like, well, our plan.
I'll just pop some popcorn and watch it here.
It's a pretty cool idea.
I mean, yeah, you can go to the movie theater, Vern, and like fucking...
I'll Skype.
You can Skype
from my phone. Just annoy everyone.
Vern! I just don't think that's... Look, they're doing it after last year, and it wasn't anything special last year. I don't think it's going to be anything special this year.
It'll be kind of cool.
I don't think there's any good reason to go to a movie theater to see it. Even if this was an Xbox thing. I don't, but I'd rather be sitting there at my house on Gaff, on fucking Reddit.
You're right.
Twitter and watching everything blow up and fucking sites crash and people burning and screaming and
that's a good point.
I don't think
that
you
really
get
is
that
a
at
point.
a theater.
The only issue I have last year, the stream quality was really, really shitty.
It's rough.
And
watch on Twitch.
If you were in the theater, you'd be getting a good quality video of it. So
I had great quality video the whole time through the Xbox.
Last year? It was terrible.
No,
I'm talking about the Sony one last year.
Oh, the Sony one? I don't give a fuck about the Sony one.
Yeah, the Microsoft quality is always good.
We'll find a feed from Sony. It probably won't be great, but we'll find one.
To me, it's gonna be shit.
We can do a post show like we did last year.
We're gonna stream it and post show. Yeah, pre-show, post show.
Okay. Like live reactions, basically.
We are not going to... Okay, so this is the plan. If something crazy happens, then we'll talk. But during the show, we're going to just let the show play out. Small, like little commentary, but nothing crazy. If they announce something funny or there's a joke or something or technical issues, we'll comment. But overall, our stream is going to mainly just be restreaming what they're streaming.
Right.
The pre-show, post-show. The pre-show is going to be weird because you got the Mage and Elshin show going on. If that's streaming,
we'll stop.
I don't know how we're going to stream that because let's say if that's an exclusive partner thing, I'm not going to restream their stuff. Like the Xbox media briefing, I don't mind restreaming, but like if it's, I'm not going to rip off like GameTrailers.com if they're
if they stream it on Twitch, you're usually pretty good to do whatever.
Yeah. But however Major Nelson figures out how to do it, we'll do that and then commentate over it. But the only thing that we're going to actually do shows for are pre-show and the post-show. Everything else is just going to end up on Twitch. Yeah. And
we can also do
the Sony one we'll just comment on. I don't think we're going to do Nintendo. Are we going to do Nintendo?
Didn't we do it last year?
No, we weren't on Twitch last year.
There's a lot. It depends on what we want to do. But let's see. Bethesda Sunday night. Then Monday morning is Microsoft, followed by, was it Ubisoft? Then EA.
No, it's EA, Ubisoft, Sony, and then the day after that's the Square, Nintendo, and PC.
Well, it's Nintendo first, then Square after, I think, right?
Yeah.
Square moved
the PC show.
Square moved back an hour. Yeah. And then the PC show. Yeah.
It's gonna be freaking awesome.
But we'll have it set up, and
it's still a month away.
And Oculus is Friday, right? Or Thursday before. Something like that. I don't remember, but there's a lot.
It starts
going
the
on
15th. This 21. We got about. We're about a
month.
No, it's a little less than a month.
3 weeks, 1 day
now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're real
getting close.
E3 is the best. I love E3.
Microsoft's conference is 24 days, 15 hours, 17 minutes, 43 seconds away.
We'll definitely get Tomb Raider.
Tomb
Raider
38, 37, 36, 35. Just counting down here, people. But I don't know. We'll look through, see what we want to do. We might do Nintendo. After Sony's conference, I might be in a coma, so I don't know if I'll...
Yeah.
Plus, that'll get over late for East Coast people.
Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't bother me staying up late to watch it. It's not that late. It ends around like 10 o'clock at night.
I think last year it ended around 11.
Yeah,
it went up for so fucking long.
It was really long and boring last year.
Me want to fucking blow my brains out.
The Sony one.
We might talk a lot through the Sony one. Just throw it out there.
I am going to be abrasive the entire time.
I hope you guys have me back for the Sony one.
Oh,
I don't want to be mean to Sony the whole time. It's just they're really long-winded and they don't get too many points. So
should make it like a Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Look, the very first time they start mentioning letters that nobody fucking wrote and the PR team wrote them, we're gonna have a field day with it.
Tim Schafer out on stage again. Get his fucking fat ass out of here. Ancient.
Aww. Don't fat shame him. That's
come
mean,
on, man.
That's not nice.
Team fat.
Yeah.
And maybe it would help if he actually designed a good game for the first time in 20 years.
Broken Age was good.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
First act was okay. The second act was shit. Don't lie to yourself.
I haven't played the second act yet.
Exactly.
But the first act was really good.
And it also took how long to come out after the Kickstarter? And then how long for Act 2?
Took a while. Still a good game.
If you say so. All right. Well,
you're like, good is a strong word.
Good is a strong word. I would call it. What's another word for good? Mediocre.
Okay.
An absolute waste of time.
It's fine.
Yeah, meh.
On a scale of 1 being I care and 10 not at all, it's like a 9. All right, well, that's it for E3 predictions, guys. I'm done.
Can I make one more? Just real crazy.
You know what? No. It was late. I've been asking for the last like half an hour. What is it?
Throw it out. I want to hear it.
Throw it out.
Hey, before
Microsoft.
you make that word, Vern, how are you doing?
Vern,
I'm good.
you know what? I'm gonna make a sounder for every time you want to ask Vern how he's doing, like a radio commercial type thing.
That's awesome.
With lasers. How's Vern?
Special correspondent Vern, how are you doing, Vern? It's fucking windy as hell. All right, Vern, thanks.
Fucking thirsty.
But so I'll just say this: like, I know it'll probably never happen, but a Microsoft-funded Final Fantasy VII remake, because that's what Square's always saying. It'd be so expensive to do. Microsoft's got the money.
They could never do it.
Would commit
Sony,
suicide.
no, but Sony
is
owns
correct.
Sony owns the exclusive publishing rights to Final Fantasy VII.
Microsoft would buy that.
They would have to buy Sony to get the rights to do it.
They really own the publishing rights.
Yes.
So
That's
even
why
when it came out on PC and all the mobile, they oh shit, I
Sony
did not know
owns
that.
it. That's why you'll never
fucking
see it
hell.
on another platform.
That's
It's
bullshit.
kind of like the Metal Gear Solid 1 remake is exclusively owned by Nintendo.
right.
You'll never see it anywhere else. That's where you get these weird publishing deals.
Steve is right though. People would kill themselves.
I would just love
For
to
what?
see the reaction on Gaff.
Oh my
I think
God.
that's what it is. I don't post on Gaff because I would have been banned a long time ago. So I just lurk, just read it.
Well, you know who just recently got banned? Oh, I mean, let's move along.
Really, I don't see anything to do with Sony on the Steam page for Final Fantasy VII.
Was it self-published?
Yeah, it's Square Enix.
I don't think Sony own anything of it. It's just they've just
I thought
Never
they did. I
wanted
could
to
have
bring
sworn
it.
I read it
They're
somewhere.
just so associated with it. Right.
I thought
That's
why I
they
would love to
funded
see
it
that.
somehow.
Maybe they own the console rights and not PC.
Well, they might have had. Well, I don't think they own anything. At best, they probably paid for it and part funded it back in the day. But that was like 18,
That's par for the
20
course.
years. 20
And that
years
was after
ago.
Final Fantasy VII left the Nintendo 64 development to go to Sony.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Square could probably do what they wanted with it. It's just.
I mean,
did
nobody ever thought that Tomb Raider would be exclusive on Microsoft's consoles. So, I mean, granted, it could be timed.
Yeah.
Crazier things have happened.
It's a prediction.
Yes.
It's what it's all about. It's a
Just
good one.
silly. I just like getting silly. That's why the E3, I love just
Oh, that's great to do. Yeah.
get
I-
really dumb with it.
Look, all I know is Sony is coming out with a Final Fantasy VII for their platform, and it's going to be amazing.
It's gonna be awesome.
Can't wait to play that PC port.
All right, well, let's move on from E3. It's coming soon enough. We'll be sitting here yelling about it. And
Talking about ports of ports.
Feasting in delicious
Fisting?
announcements.
Fisting?
fisting.
Feasting.
Fisting.
Fisting?
No, this
Fisting?
Yeah.
look, this podcast is based in America. You must speak American, okay?
I'm sorry, I can't help that I pronounce everything properly.
Talk about fisting and porn nation. Look at you. Disgusting, Steve.
I tell you what, speaking of the Poor Nation thing,
Connect
I
fists.
actually get a ton
It's a
of
new-
on my website on the site stats. There's a ton of people that type in Porn Nation and end up on my website, and that is not a joke. I see it regularly in the search things.
Connect fisting.
I've found my audience.
There's a big audience. It's the truth.
I have a feeling Tim owns Porn Nation and just redirects.
No,
But,
not true.
All right, well, let's move on to what you've been playing. What do y'all feel? Yeah, y'all think we're ready?
Releases, dude.
Sure.
Releases.
Oh, yeah, releases.
Who
yeah.
cares? I want to talk about Witcher.
There's just one release I know of. It's Rogue Legacy, which is a pretty cool roguelike, where you pass your genes down to different generations. Like, you could be blind, or you could be upside down. So
Or you can be a paraplegic. It's a fucking great game.
Could be worse. Could we
There's
pull
some other
Nation
stuff
FX?
coming too. I think there's some other idea at Xbox stuff coming.
Okay.
Yeah, always is.
I was about to
So-
say, Steve, correct him.
So it's literally a few minutes ago. A game called Spy Chameleon came on the store.
Right.
It's like a top-down thing. You're a chameleon, and you have to. It's like a little puzzle game, and you have to sort of get around. It's like $5 or something.
Game.
So what you're saying, I should wait for Xbox Live games, the gold thing? No, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they'll ever put a $5 game on Games with Gold. So
have you seen
Well,
the
it
games with
pisses
gold
off
selection?
people.
yeah, but none of them actually genuinely cost $5. They're not that cheap.
Maybe they should.
This one looks fun though.
Yeah, it looks okay. Beach Buggy Racing is out next Friday.
Gosh.
No. Vern, please do not judge. So it's from the developer of Riptide GT.
Judging.
And it looks like a fun racer. It's got 6-player split screen on Xbox One, and it looks quite fun. They've ripped out all of the. It's free to play on mobile, but they've ripped out all that stuff and made it a premium game. So that looks quite fun. Badlands Game of the Year Edition. That's another quite a popular mobile game. Is also out on the 29th. That looks quite interesting. I'm not too familiar with it, but it's supposed to be really good on mobile. And also, Game of Thrones Episode 4, Sons of Winter, is out next Wednesday, the 27th.
Winter's
Yeah,
coming.
didn't they just have it on sale for $5? The whole collection. It was so
It was
crazy.
a mistake.
It was a mistake.
That was a price error. Yeah. But, yeah, so there's...
They are honoring it, though.
Yeah, so there's 5 games in the next week, which, I mean, it's downloadable stuff. I'm quite looking forward to Beach Buggy Racing and Game of Thrones. I'll probably I'll get Game of Thrones because I've got the seasons pass, but possibly Beach Buggy Racing as well.
All right. Michael, you have 5 minutes
Okay.
to talk about Destiny.
Well, I played Titanfall, and I got the last achievement I needed to perfect it. So
No, I
perfected
wanted to
that
get
game.
Destiny out of the way. Like all that
The
Destiny
new expansion's
shit,
great.
Get it out.
If you want to start playing now and get to high level, do end game stuff, it's the best place to start. You can get to
What's it called again?
House of Wolves.
Okay.
You can literally buy gear to be at pretty much max, pretty close to there, and getting to the full max. It actually isn't that hard. Story missions are good. The story being told is nice. The strike is incredible, and the Prison of Elders is very fun, very tense. So, I mean, if you hate Destiny, you're not going to like it anymore because what can they change that you don't already not like? Not much, but if you like it, it's good for you.
What's the difference in mission design? Because I've heard it's a lot better this time around.
Every mission has every mission has a purpose.
Am I
now more than
scanning
ever.
stuff?
No, you're not ever. Your goal is to stop the different fallen houses from joining under one banner.
Okay.
So the goal is to kill the leaders so they fall apart and they don't join. And like one mission, you do it using a new type of vehicle. Another mission, you end up going back through the Cosmodrome to find where you started the game from, which is really interesting because the first time you went through that area, you were running scared shitless. Now you're coming back and you can take on anything. It's really cool,
Just
like
out of
power
curiosity,
thing.
you talked about this new vehicle.
Yes.
To use that vehicle, do I got to scan it?
No.
Such a wise ass.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know if you can hear, but that dead horse isn't getting any louder, dude. But
Can you scan the dead horse?
Yeah. Just give me 5 minutes. I gotta scan the dead horse. Just protect me.
Sorry.
Michael's like, never again. Never again. This isn't going against your 5 minutes.
Yeah, you keep going. I'm actually interested in this.
And so in the lead-up event, they added these new world events where a fallen dropship would show up, and you'd have to kill a designated fallen member. And when you kill them, you get this chest that shows up in the world. And that chest is guaranteed to have engrams, guaranteed to have planetary resources and stuff. And you can get through these pretty quickly. So that ends up solving a situation where people couldn't get purple gear because You get all the engrams, which can decrypt. They have a high chance for purples. And as you get your Cryptarch packages, which also have purples in it, so it's a good way to get a lot of extra gear. And they are constant on the three of the 4 planets. So
they're making it really easy to gear up for Comet, is what I assume.
Well, considering Comet's what? Oh, God, it's only 2 months away, technically.
Yeah.
No, 4 months. 4 months, September.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? But if you've enjoyed how Destiny works, it's they have changed the game a lot since a lot of you have played, I bet. So
yeah, I played it the other day. It was all right.
What is the vehicle? Can you go into what
it's
what
called a heavy pike?
It's a giant scanner.
It's the fallen vehicle, and it shoots more explosive rounds, and it has little electric mines that shoots out when you dash. So you can take a jump, air dash, spin in midair, and shoot out a mine. And the first time you use it, it's to take out a tank, which is a really interesting boss battle to go through.
Are they adding any new enemies?
They added new shanks, suiciders, snipers, and chain gun shanks.
I thought they were sharks forever. Then I realized my eyesight was poor.
A lot of people thought they were sharks. I mean, people call dregs Gregs. We call vandals Randalls. You know,
I just look at it as a Blade Runner game. But,
there's a very specific vandal named Randall that's on the Forgotten Shores. I know way too much about this game.
So you like it a lot? What would you give it overall 1 to 10?
Beats the shit out of the Dark Below. Not having a raid's kind of a bummer, but Prison of Elders is better because it has a higher chance for more loot because it's a bit faster. And they added new skulls, basically. They're mutators, but they're like skulls in Halo. There's one that boosts your melee damage.
Did they do harder modes of the raids, or is Prison of Elders the only way you get the best
Prison
loot?
of Elders is, but they added the ability to ascend gear, which is you get a item, you burn it, and you get the next version of it. So you can get old raid gear and bring it up to something else, because there's stuff like the Vex Mythical Ass, Atheon's Epilogue, weapons that people really liked from the first 2 raids that they want to be more relevant than ever.
Mm-hmm.
So they are building the game now more than ever for the people who are playing the game still, which
That's good.
ultimately is what they should be doing.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah. Keep the fans.
Make the fans happy. All right.
Then charge a subscription fee.
I want to talk about the biggest and best thing that happened all week.
What that?
I found not a cow level.
Yeah.
It's not a cow level.
Whimsyshire.
It's fucking great. There was a cow.
Did you tip it?
I killed it, and then the portal opened up, and then there was the dead cow king and a cow queen and a million fucking cows. And
that's
there
awesome.
Was not a lot of good loot. It made you think there was a lot of good loot, because like you would see gold get tossed up, and you know in Diablo, Vern, like a gold will pop, and it'll be like 3 times it'll pop out of a corpse or something, and it'll be like, oh, there's like $50 on the ground or whatever.
Yeah.
This, it's like make it rain, motherfucker, and there's like 500 pieces of gold that pops out of the corpse, but they're all like $100 a pop. So you're sitting there like, I got $65 million. I really could care less about this. The loot is whatever, but it's just funny to play and kill cows.
Uh-huh.
So yes, I found out another cow level. It is on YouTube if you want to watch me do it, and we beat the shit out of it. It was awesome. What else? What else? Big things come out this week.
The Witcher 3?
No, that's the end. That's the end.
Okay.
Because we're just gonna gush over that for fucking an hour.
And bitch.
That's probably longer than I've spent playing it.
I'm happy. I'm happy. What else did I play? I played Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. That game's hard.
Uh-huh.
It's hard. It beat the shit out of me. I did not play Life is Strange. What else did I play? I played Halo on fucking Master Chief Collection, Halo 3. Me, Daniel, and a couple friends had to play the last level on Legendary with everybody driving Ghost. That was the most fun I've had in a video game in a long time. It is fucking amazing. No Warthogs, people, just Ghost. And trying to get everybody to survive and not fall off like as the road falls underneath from you is just amazing. It's great.
For the Vidmaster achievement?
Yes. Played some Minecraft, but that's not, it's here and there.
It's expected.
Yeah. I did not play FIFA. Didn't play No More Project Cars. That's it. That's all I've been playing. Well, no, did I play anything else? What did we play on Monday, Vern? What was played?
It was The Witcher.
Yeah, that's right. We played The Witcher. Yeah. All right. Well, Michael, what else have you been playing since we already started with you, pretty much?
Titanfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Titanfall. Yeah. It took me 3 matches. Right. I played 1 match. I was like, I waited a day. Did first match, did second match, and I got my railgun cruiser, and I was like, all right, Titanfall 2, let's go. anytime I respawn.
Okay.
So yeah.
Scan anything?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Stop
that
with
horse.
scan jokes. Come on.
Hey, man, that's what I do.
Yeah, running into the ground.
That's what I do.
That's what we do with Daniel every time we jump in the party chat with him.
Keep on running it in the ground. It's like, aren't you going to get new material? I'm like, no.
You're like, nope.
I enjoy what I have. It works. And the more you get angry, the funnier it is to me. All right. Well, Tim, what have you been playing?
I've been playing. I played Witcher 3. I played for about 3 hours. I'm really impressed with the game. I know there's a lot of things about the dips and stuff with the Digital Foundry, but I think overall it's really well done. Probably gonna. I want to play more. Definitely, I want to maybe play tonight, but I don't know. It's out really good. I got up to the Giffen part and I killed
Griffin?
it.
Yeah,
the Griffin. Yeah, I like it. It's just beautiful. I really think they did a really good job. Really impressed with the fidelity on that, and reminds me a little bit of Skyrim, which I like. And there's a lot of stuff you could do, side missions, but I like the way it's going. I think it's well done. I also been playing Lifeless Planet, which is a very interesting game. The graphics, it's an open world game, somewhat open world, but the graphics aren't great. It's little. I think it's like. It's just a weird game. Basically you're like on Mars, and you basically you don't know what happened, and you find like little clues, and you hear these audio things from something. It's like something happened. So it definitely from a story standpoint has me interested. Gameplay it's okay enough to the point where it's like old school. You just walk and jump around, and there's not much to do, at least from what I've played, as far as just get from one area to the next area, find a code, and it kind of guides you through, and the story starts to get weirder, and you read the audio logs, and it's a pretty cool game. I know Phil's a big fan of it. Or he likes it, or he thinks it's. He tweeted about it a couple times, but I would say it's definitely a game that you should play maybe when you get it on sale. But I'm going to definitely come back to it. It's a pretty interesting game. It's just the way I could see it going further if they could use that concept again or something. It was a pretty good experience. I bought it for like $20 or like $16. But Witcher 3 really, I'm impressed. And I had one hitch in the cutscene, but the cutscenes are a little rough. But I mean, I don't really. I'm not as critical as like Vern is, and a lot of people. I'm just
glad when you talk about technical issues, you bring up Vern's name like 4 times in a row.
Well, Vern,
just
Vern's
like Vern, but
I know there's people that are really, really into it and really,
and
really,
the problem,
and
Vern.
they get mad and stuff. But I think in this case, for the time frame and what Witcher 3, they really put a lot of work into this, and I think they're going to get this fixed. I think they'll get the cap on the Xbox. It's just going to take probably,
well, they don't have to cap it. They just got to fix the fucking pacing.
Yeah, well, that's basically a cap would fix
capping
that, right?
would fix it. Yeah, it would, because it's consistently above 30 frames per second. So if they capped it at 29.7 or something like that, if they capped it at that, you wouldn't have the frame.
I had no problems with gameplay.
I haven't had any problems with the gameplay either.
No problem
during
with
the cutscenes.
Yeah, the cutscene, and I don't really. To me, I just I don't know. Some people that drives them nuts. I just kind of it's like part of the some games are perfectly done, and I know that people want that, but I just think in reality that just doesn't happen all the time.
Some people just aren't sensitive to that type of thing. For me, I'm very sensitive to it. If I move the camera at a steady pace, every second I see about 2 or 3 stutters. And I actually feel it in the controls too. I noticed a couple of times I would press the button and it wouldn't register right away because it probably was caught during a certain frame. And it happened with just regular movement too. Every once in a while it would judder and it would affect the controls. And when it affects the controls is when I get upset. I'm not a big I don't have a really big issue if a game drops its frame rate to like 25 or 26 every once in a while. I can deal with that. But when it's a steady stutter, like all the time, like consistent, it drives me nuts. But I will say,
can you even play this game? Can you play it, or is it that bad?
Yeah.
Or it's just, or you're just like, fuck this.
When I first played
wait, I can tell the story.
When I first played the tutorial, I was like, fuck this, I'm never playing it.
That's right, I was there.
I was like, I am so pissed off. I can't believe they released it like this. This is
never
terrible.
Playing this. I'm asking for a refund. Fuck this.
I wish I could ask for a refund, but I got a refund recently for a game. Yes, I was really pissed off. The next day, I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot, and I played it for like 3 hours straight.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The next day, I turned on my Xbox, saw Vern was playing it, and just started laughing.
Well, what I noticed is that you could turn off the tutorials, which I liked. I turned them off. I just went straight right in, But then they give you an option. I just think the game design is well done. I know what you're talking about, the camera. I remember one specific part where it was a little, you could see. I know what you're talking about, but for me, I could get around it.
It's consistent though. It's always there. But and I'm having a hard time even getting used to seeing it. So I really hope they fix it. But the game's awesome.
It is really done.
The game is fucking awesome though. My other gripe is in the animations. Like the walk to run animation stuff is not very consistent, like the changeover.
Yeah.
So you can be inside of a building and you want to get into the perfect position to pick up this book, and it takes forever because the animations are so goddamn janky,
Yeah.
Besides that though, like the music's awesome, the voice acting is great. The side quests are great, man.
I haven't done any. I really just
they're nothing like a typical side quest. They're closer to like what you would see, say, in like Sunset Overdrive. They're really good individual stories with characters that you really like, so they're worth doing. And besides that, the audio bug is pretty annoying too. Yeah,
it's bad.
Because it's like audio. Like, it'll be loud, like, you'll have a lot of ambient audio, and then it just builds up. It's like it can't process it, and it just tries to build it all up at one moment, and then works again. It's
you mentioned
so awful.
You also mentioned the font, which I kind of agree with you.
Oh,
The
God.
font
They're patching that. They're patching that.
Yeah, the font is definitely a little. I'm like,
I thought you said the fonts.
This is stuff they could have fixed if they had like another 2 or 3 weeks with the game.
Well, they originally they're dealing with 3 games. I think they, listen, you could chide them a little, but This isn't an Assassin's Creed thing, you know. I don't think it's that bad, but
it's a really deep fucking game though.
For
Like,
PS4, I think it kind of is that bad because it dropping to 20 in combat because of the VSync solution really sucks.
Well, it also drops under 20. It's two situations it's happening. Well, three. In some cutscenes, in the swamp area, it's happening when it rains. And then it also happens in caves when you have your lamp on or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it drops down to about 20 frames per second in those special cases. And then there's a lot of times where it drops to 25 in towns. So
this is all on PS4.
yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised with that.
I heard
DF.
it never drops to 25. It always drops straight to 20 because of the VSync.
No,
it goes 30 to 20.
No, that's not true. You misread that, or you pulled that from someone who misread it. If you check the Digital Foundry article, it says it's in the cutscene that drops down to 20, and it's not an actual game.
I didn't understand the Digital Foundry, and I like Digital Foundry.
From what I read, it's because they chose double buffering and not triple buffering that it goes straight from 30 to 20, and that's why it's dropping to 20. And if they use triple buffering, it would have leeway to go to 25.
No, it's 25 in towns, and it's only 20 in those two cases I said, and in cutscenes. So, but it's still not great, you know.
Didn't they take off in the original patch? They took off ambient occlusion, and they lowered the settings for PS4 and Xbox One.
In cutscenes.
Okay.
In cutscenes, yeah. It's still there, and they
act like that. I mean, the people really, the cutscenes. I mean, for me, I mean, I read some of the comments. They acted like it was the end of the world. That there was no ambient occlusion on the cutscene. I mean, to me, that's a little much.
That's not a big deal to me. The crafting's awesome in this game. I'm really impressed with that. There's so much shit to craft. It's great.
So much stuff to break down. So much stuff to craft.
The combat's pretty good. I mean, it's not great, but it's all right. It's pretty fun.
The voice acting's awful.
I don't think it's awful.
I knew I was going to get controversial.
It doesn't seem to, when they talk, it doesn't seem like whatever motion technology capture they've used.
Right.
It doesn't seem to sync up properly.
Well, it's not just that. It's like they don't seem like
invested.
They don't. It's just like, yes, and I'm going to go over here and do this. Okay, cool, thanks.
That's a lot of games are like that too. But
I know this is a huge open world, but it hits so many high notes. Like that just stood out to me as one of the if the voice acting was just a little bit better, this would be like fucking a 10 out of 10, like perfect in every way. But I don't know. It's something. Anytime I hear him talk, I'm just kind of like, all right. That's just me, though. I'm sorry.
I mean, I did notice it. I just, I
mean, it's not a deal breaker. I think it's great. I just don't like that. That is one of the things that stands out to me. Like, it's not good. It's just, it's literally okay. It's like, okay.
I liked it. I could say that I honestly was impressed.
I must admit,
for a console too. I mean, it holds up. It's a next gen title, and it holds up. I mean, it does it have issues? Yeah, but they'll patch it. But I was just overall pleased.
Oh, I love the game. It's great. I'm just that'd be the only complaint I really have is the voice acting. I like the crafting. I like the world. I like the people. Like everything's awesome about it. Just voice acting's kind of
funny. The writing's pretty good. I feel.
Yeah, the writing's fine. It's just the voice acting's kind of dull.
The way I feel about The Witcher 3 is how I felt when Fable 1 came out. I just got lost in the world of Fable 1, and I can see myself doing it to The Witcher, and I put in a ton of hours in the first Fable. And that wasn't as deep as this one, as The Witcher 3, so, I mean, I can't wait to get back into it.
It's huge.
And I'm only 2 hours in.
It's huge, and it's incredibly detailed for how big it is. Yeah. That's what's impressive.
I haven't done any of the side quests though, and usually these type of games, I always do the side quests and totally, procrastinate going on the main mission. But this one, already got to kill. I killed the Griffin, and now I'm probably going to play a little later, maybe.
Well, I've already way past all of y'all in the story, so let me tell you how it ends. It's everybody dies.
Steve?
Probably.
So I was just gonna say. I know Dragon Age Inquisition's not been out that long, and it was a cross-chain game. But having played it sort of as recently as sort of February, I did feel that it did look like you could. This did feel like a much bigger thing. And I know, as I said, cross-gen, but this did feel sort of a lot more sort of epic and sort of awesome in comparison. I'd say it's just something like, it's not so much that, but like the extra sort of feel detail involved, like the depth of the gameplay. Like it does really feel like this is
all the wind effects too.
Yeah, the trees.
Yeah. Draw distance. Yeah.
Draw distance is playing this on 4K. I can only imagine a PC gamer playing that. I mean, that is definitely an experience to behold. I would love to see that, to be honest.
The weather effects are really good with the rain. I had a rain, and then the sun was setting, so the clouds were all red. I took a screenshot and I posted it on my Twitter. I thought it looked really good.
Yeah, the day-night cycle looks wonderful.
Yeah. Sun setting looks great. They did a really good job.
Yeah, I got up to the part where you see the orphans, which is pretty cool.
Shut up.
No, I mean, that's not spoiling anything. I mean, that's, if anybody's wondering where I'm at. Like, you're talking about the Griffin. I mean, fucking...
That's like the very first part of the game.
That's depending on how you play it. It's not the very beginning. It takes a minute to get to the Griffin.
Yeah, that's the big first part of the game. But
it's the first part of the first part of the first part of the game.
You see,
the game's so big.
Where you see the Griffin eating the horse. Are we talking after that?
I think they're talking after it. They're talking when you go and kill the Griffin.
All right, yeah, because I'm not far past watching it. Yeah, and then you go to the pub, and I was talking to some people, and then I stopped playing it.
But I'm actually I'm gonna stop playing the mainline story, and I'm gonna start doing side quests, because that's where I kind of concentrated was mainline, and I'm just running into obstacles that are too hard, and I need to level up, and I need to make more money and get better gear. And that way, I can be Debo as shit.
Yeah. I like the way they also the way they cut the scene, and you could have three choices to say something. You could say, and he goes on. I like that.
I was telling Vern, there's something I don't like is it breaks the immersion, and I didn't realize it until this game came out. Is I really love how Mass Effect has when you just push the analog stick, the wheel, it keeps you immersed in the game. But when you The Witcher pops up, it's not the biggest fuck. This is
the wheel is good. You're right about
you're hitting there, and then it's like, okay, and a menu pops up, and select the one on the menu and tap down. Like the wheel in fucking Mass Effect is just so good and intuitive, where it feels like it's rolling off your tongue essentially, and you're not like.
Is that the only game to do that? Is that the only game really to do something? Dragon Age did it.
Yeah, but that's that dev's feature.
It was Alpha Protocol, maybe.
Yeah, I think
did something similar.
They did it with buttons. You could pick like the 4 face buttons to choose the way you would respond.
Well, I just like the way, I'm just a total badass with The Witcher.
They ripped off good features of other games, like the horseback riding's just like Red Dead. They ripped that off, and that's great, because it's such a great way to do it.
Horse combat's good, too.
Yeah. But I'm happy with it so far.
I'm surprised. You guys aren't as... don't sound like you're super hyped about it. I was hyped about it.
No, I just don't want to spoil anything.
I was really hyped about it, then I got pissed off. But then I started enjoying it again.
I want to tell you my adventures, Tim, but if I do, I spoil it.
Oh God! Everyone
should do a spoiler cast.
5 minutes, tune out. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody's here.
I would have to turn it off.
Nobody even knows what the Griffin is until they play it.
I'm farther than everybody else in the room right now, so
You're really
I
far.
spoil
Huh?
it.
I think
So far, what do you go on, Steve?
I was just because I think the lack of hype is not that people aren't excited about it, but it's such a fucking behemoth of a game that I mean, even Dustin is further than all of us. Is, he's only sort of scratching the surface of what there is to do. Like in sort of a week or two's time when we've played a bit some more and it's like, oh my god, this is fucking awesome.
Well, no, it's like Vern he did a side quest where he killed something out in the woods and got like an extra. Like Vern didn't know about putting trophies on your horse, and he had trophies I hadn't gotten because he had done side quest I haven't done yet, and it was cool. He was like, "Oh yeah, it's this one out, and you fucking go kill this creature, and you get its head, and you put it on the side of your fucking horse, and it gives you extra experience, and like that's fucking awesome." That's where this game's really going to get you, like just in that kind of detail. And by next week, everybody will have played it enough where we can all talk about different side quests we've done. And I don't want to spoil the mainline stuff, because that's what I kind of concentrated on was mainline. But I just kind of got drawn into the story.
I can't wait to get back into it.
You're a spoiler.
I do have a question, Doug. Well, any of you. I think when we talked about last night, you said that it wasn't so much as one big open world as sort of smaller sections that were open.
They're big.
I
still.
was no, but
Yeah.
I was joking people that said it wasn't an open world because they go, well, there's multiple sections in it. It's not real open. No, it's fucking open. Like if you fucking, this is an open world just as much as fucking Grand Theft Auto 5 is an open world. Okay. Just because there's that small town in it that you go to that's fucking filled with snow doesn't mean it's not an open world game. Like, it is still completely an open world game.
No, it's just the question I had was, so how, if you sort of move on to another section, can you still go back and do all the side quests that were in the other
Yes, it's literally completely open.
I'll let you go back, yeah.
It's not like you're forced to go from one area to another area. Like, it's literally, you know what, fuck doing this mainline quest, I want to go do that. And you just go do it. You don't have to ask permission or, like, go back to another save. You just do it.
Cool.
It's fucking fantastic in that sense. What else about The Witcher?
I love it.
It does look good as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like it does. I mean,
it's been downgraded. Yeah. Downgraded. It's awful.
I mean, just in general, I think that stuff is
bleeding.
getting way too out of control.
Yeah, it's getting overblown.
For a 900p game or whatever the fuck it is, it looks really fucking good on my screen. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's all I know too. That's what when I'm playing the game. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, and people were so worried about this for the Xbox One. They thought it was going to be like it was going to look like, I don't know what they were thinking. There's just too much hysteria over it. There's too much craziness over the Digital Foundry, in my opinion. I mean, I understand that you can have a technical discussion and that's understandable, but I think like it's getting to the point where it's just
it takes away from the quality of the game itself.
Exactly.
You're putting too much on graphics and not enough on the actual game.
No, but the thing is, the graphics aren't bad. They're good.
Right, but I'm saying, like, I just think people are just losing a little focus of what
the performance. The performance is an issue. It shouldn't have launched this way. I'm glad they're getting.
But it's not unplayable. It is not. I'm sorry.
It's not Assassin's Creed Unity.
No, it's not unplayable. It is what it is. Is it unfortunate? But I think just like people are just so ready to freaking kill these developers, they don't understand that they are human sometimes. And, it's just not everyone's going to have a perfect capped rate and everything's going to look like that. I mean, to look like that, you're putting yourself out there a little as the developer.
No, but this at the end of the day, this is a single player only game on a set platform with set specs. And
that's pushing the limits, right?
And they still don't have a cap on it.
Yeah, but it's pushing the limits of
no, but it's running at 40. Why not just lock it at 30? That way, I don't.
Well, I think that'll happen, but how do you know? When they put the VSync on the PS4, it seems to be bogging it down. Who knows? Maybe they've tried
VSync. It's got VSync on Xbox One though. It just doesn't have a frame rate cap.
Well, why wouldn't it? It doesn't drop below 29. There's things that a developer knows that we don't. Obviously,
Maybe it's something to do with the dynamic resolution.
I mean, to be fair, isn't the Xbox One CPU overclocked and they have access to more cores than they do on PS4
Yes.
anyway. Or even if
Yes.
it's not overclocked, they do have access to more cores. So, the frame
No,
rate
it
is not
has
something
faster
new.
CPU, GPU, and it has more cores. But
So that's fine. But I mean, Dragon Age and Far Cry and some other games had better GPUs. Frame rate on Xbox than it did PS4. I think GTA might have done as well. So, there's a bit of a trend.
Well, yeah, CPU-based games are going to run better on Xbox One.
Put it this way, I can see the faults, but I can also see where they took this game to. And there's not really that many games that are this big and look this good. So for the developer, I think that if I was to judge them, I wouldn't chastise them for everything.
I think people are getting upset because a game comes
Well,
out.
I mean, I just notice it with every game.
They have to wait. They have to wait about 2 to 3 patches before the game is in the kind of performance it should have been when it was at launch.
That's a fair point, completely.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's just
that is getting.
There's never been games that have been made really on these levels. These games
but this game was delayed for months, and it's still...
it's not an unacceptable. To me, it's not an unacceptable case. It's a case where, you can point it out, but I just think that just sometimes with everything that we go too much onto the Digital Foundry. Like if you just play the game and look at it, and if you never had Digital Foundry or these tech analysis, we wouldn't be talking about the same stuff.
No, but
it's like the stuff comes
I'm
out.
I'm going to do an apple-to-apples comparison for you, Tim. When Mass Effect 2 and 3 came out, there were no, hey, the frame rate's fucked up. Hey, the you're going to have to wait for a patch. You're going to have to do this. No, it just worked. It was a single-player game that worked. Now, yes, they patched the ending of Mass Effect 3 because that was the spoil, Thank you, Casey Hudson. But the games worked. But this generation, games don't work.
Maybe they're biting off more than they can chew. You talk about it,
but then they've got to delay it. It's as simple as that. At the end of the day, it's in their best interest to do it,
though. But sometimes I just think it's a case of now they're setting for the sky and they're trying to take on things that they can't handle. Maybe that's what they're doing, and that's the core of the problem. But they are trying to, it's not like these developers aren't working. They're working very hard, and
obviously.
I just think that they get shitted on too much. They don't. That aspect is not really, This just. I feel like this is a very high critical nature. I think it's at a point where it's a little over. It's a little over. Overblown.
No, like the little things are overblown. Yes, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't critique.
I'm not saying that you can't critique because I like I said that's fine to have that. I just think that it's just getting a little overblown. I see these comments and I read things and you just shake your head, talking about a cutscene and guys are saying fuck this developer, fuck what the fuck's going here, and it's a cutscene and the reality doesn't really
in my case, if it were just the cutscenes, I'd be perfectly okay with it. It's the consistent stuttering that bothers me.
Yeah.
But also, you also are a type of person that will, if you find something, you'll focus on it, and it'll drive you nuts.
Yeah, it's always there.
Yeah.
Right, but I just don't think that. I think if you focus on something too much, that it just gets overblown, in my opinion.
I can feel it. That's the problem. Like I said, if it were just a visual thing, it wouldn't bother me so much. But when I can feel it in responsiveness and controls,
it's not a point.
That's when I don't like it.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm sure that I just, like I said,
this is ending so sour.
It's not ending sour. It's just my point.
Sour. No, it's not you, Tim. I'm just saying. I expected Witcher 3, our discussion to be fucking so we're gonna be 5 minutes of the pacing sucks, and then just talk about how amazing it was. But we've been so sour about it. Just to be clear to anybody
we really like it.
Listening, everybody here loves the game. It is fucking fantastic. It is amazing. But it's easier to shit on a game than tell you how amazing it is. It's easier for me to go, I don't like the fucking voiceovers, than it is for me to go, the fucking... What were we saying? Right.
It's easy to get frustrated by things when you really like the game and those little things are getting in the way. Because you just imagine if those things weren't there, how perfect it would be. So it's easy to focus on that stuff.
Bullshit things stand out. They
Right.
really do. But because of how amazing the experience is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, this, to me, feels like a generational leap over what Skyrim did. Like, this feels where we're supposed to be in game development.
Yeah, that's what I feel. But that's not easy to do.
No, it's not.
It's not easy to
and
do,
yes,
basically.
I think we are too dependent on waiting for Digital Foundry results for every little thing. I think Vern said it perfectly a couple weeks ago. A developer has all the time in the world until the release day. I'm not going to judge him. I shouldn't fucking start writing up reviews about how awful the frame rate is or anything until release day. Because once somebody gets in their hand, that's what matters.
Yeah, but the first time they show video, it's a big fucking deal, and it's
no, like the
thrown
Digital
to the
Foundry
fire
and
right
Project
away.
Cars, like that's a perfect example of we had code that we weren't supposed to review, but we did anyway, and we wanted clicks. That's wrong, and that's where we're at.
Or like when they analyzed the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare trailer. I was like, come on, really?
892,
Really? Yeah.
Like, we get into areas that are really dumb.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of where we're at because we're at this. Look, I've said it since the beginning of the podcast. We're in a very controversial. Like, everybody wants to fucking fight generation,
and everyone wants to have their champion and trophy it, and that's what happens. And unfortunately, the developers are caught in between. That's basically what happens. I just think that I hope that changes. I'm not saying that you can't.
It'll settle down.
It really should, because it's basically coming down to, let me trophy my console of choice, over the other, and that's all it becomes. Whereas you lose, you should be talking about the game and how funny things happen, or what you like we were talking about the writing and all the things that we were talking about. That gets lost, I feel like, in translation when this comes out, because people, there's so much fighting out there that people take in and they try to, use it against the other platform. It's just, I mean, to be a developer, I mean, if they see that's probably something that they probably just shake their head at. And, I'm not making excuses. I'm not making excuses, but I think that we've entered the point where it's gotten too much, and I can honestly say that, that's the way I feel about it.
We're still pretty close to the beginning of the generation. Give it another year. I think it'll settle down quite a lot. Because, I mean, we're already in that space where we know it's probably going to be 1080p on PS4.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 900p or maybe some kind of
it's been pretty much 900p.
Dynamic resolution or something. Yeah. And most everything else will be the same. And once people accept that, and I think they already are starting to do that, we'll see a lot less of the console war stuff. But it'll always be there. It's always going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going on.
No, but this generation is definitely worse than any generation before it.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, early Sega Nintendo.
No, it really not nowhere near as bad.
It's
as
ugly.
It is
it's getting
social
ugly.
media. Social media made it worse.
That's what I was
social media kills it.
You got people like Tim on Twitter, and that's just how it goes.
I mean, it doesn't help how
Dustin.
unhappy people were with Microsoft's original plans as well. I mean, it wasn't like, there were some things that people just didn't like. There were things that people were actively very upset about, rightly or wrongly. That's how they felt. And then, and that doesn't help. And Microsoft, it's 2 years on and Microsoft is still battling to fix what they caused a couple of years ago. And that's just how it is. But I mean, when I see stuff about downgrades, I mean, it always amuses me because it's not like they showed this big 3D game and it became fucking pixel art, and that always does amuse me. But I like things like Digital Foundry because I like to know.
They hold their merit. They're good. I just think, and it's not their fault either.
Yeah.
That this is happening.
Oh no. They haven't enticed enough shit that you can blame them.
Project Cars is their fault.
Okay.
You know?
I mean,
They
didn't follow.
have caused waves for clicks. Let's not beat around the bush.
Well, if that's true, I mean, I always kind of viewed them highly. I mean, I just,
I
if
do
they're
too.
doing that, if they're doing that now, then that's just, unfortunately,
It's
that's
like saying Polygon's just a news site.
well, they try to, I have respect for Digital Foundry. I'm not one of these people that
I
says
do too.
that they're, if they're getting to the clickbait portion, that's not good, but they're allowed to have their opinion. And they do a pretty knock up job. They get shit right. I don't think that they're putting out false information, but I think what's taken from that is not translates into real world what you're really playing. Like, meaning that people view it a lot deeper than it really actually is, and it gets exemplified and pushed by the social media, and it's just, I think it gets to a point where it gets a little bit much. You know what I mean? And I think we're at that point. They can do their analysis, but the champion of or trophying of the which where it is and where it's playing is getting a bit much. It's just, I can't say I said it 5 times, but I just really feel that way. I feel that, now, especially with Witcher 3. That was crazy.
Well, especially since most people only own one console. You're going to buy it on
But
your
there's
console.
people that even beforehand on GAF, people really thought that this game was going to be they were generally surprised when the first Xbox One footage came out. And I just think that the perception is just really off at this point, where
how powerful the console is,
how powerful the console is, and
well, don't
what's
you know?
going
It's
on
an
here.
Xbox 1.5. I mean, it's just,
I mean, they don't help themselves by not showing enough of footage for games in general, not just The Witcher, before release. Like, a lot of them sort of hide it, and then that does make me concerned because
But in the end, when it comes out, have you ever been in the end, Steve, has it come out, and have you ever said, holy shit, it's a piece of shit. This thing is, every time it's comparable to PS4. It's just maybe that the developer, the developer and whatever Sony, they're going to show the best one. If it's going to be a higher resolution, they're most likely going to show that. But
well, it's just like when they showed the PC version of The Witcher on both PlayStation and Xbox YouTube channel.
Right.
But everybody jumped down Xbox shit.
Yeah.
It was just, it's whatever. Like, it's console bullshit that...
Looks like they waited too long to optimize for both consoles.
Yeah, they needed another month, 2 months, to really get it down. I don't think you're going to get the cap on Xbox in a while. It'll take a month
or two. Yeah.
Well, it depends on what the performance impact is on adding a cap.
But if it loses a tree, that's a big fucking deal. If it loses a tree, that's why, you'll see some guy fucking crying that, there was a tree in this picture and it was a shrub over there. Where is it? Fuck this developer. I mean, it's like...
Or they zoom in really close to see one low-res texture, It's like really...
I can see why the developers probably hate this shit, too, you know what I mean? It probably... It's getting old. I don't think we're moving away from it either. I think it's the opposite. We're going down the wrong road, and it's just going to continue.
All right, well, that's it for The Witcher. Let's move on. Witcher's great. We all know.
Yep.
One Saint, what have you been playing other than The Witcher?
Mortal Kombat X. I've been playing that. Love it. A lot of people have been complaining, saying that the fatalities are too much and whatever. You got to know that it's just a ridiculous game going into it when during the regular game people are getting stabbed in the face with swords and getting shot, and it's sure, it's a little bit more graphic, but
it's the next version of Mortal Kombat, so you have to one up over the last one. So it's only going to get more and more gross and ridiculous, and that's what it should do.
Yeah. And then Killer Instinct, playing with Cinder. I haven't put as much time into Cinder as I've done with other characters, just because Mortal Kombat had me, and then trying to learn Mortal Kombat's combo system, and was a little bit difficult for me just because I played so much Killer Instinct that, took a little bit of time. And then obviously The Witcher, and I don't have that much time to play games anymore. Being married and owning a home sucks sometimes. Just because I never have time. But yeah,
It's life.
I mean, yeah. Let me rephrase that. Being married doesn't suck. I like it.
It's just awful.
They just control your video games. The truth of the matter.
It's good to play with.
You got to get permission like a kid. It's just.
I want to buy us a Wii U, but I'm not paying full price. Nintendo needs to do a price drop.
Support Nintendo.
Right.
Buy
I will.
Price drop
drop
when
the price.
formally kill it.
Let me tell you how much I play my Wii U. That much.
I just really want to play Mario Kart and download Super Mario Bros. 3 from the Virtual Console store. That's all I really want to do with that.
It's not worth $250 for that.
No. Mario Kart, you're gonna play it for like an hour and be like, yeah, this is Mario Kart.
Yeah.
It's Mario Kart. It's not
it's all just nostalgic reasons. There's no reason why I want it.
That's why everybody plays it, just for nostalgia. I don't think anybody actually bought a Wii U for like new games.
No, I passed on the Wii.
I did for most of the generation until I bought one at the very end. And then it pissed me off that it wasn't HD and I sold it.
Yeah.
It was 480p. It was 480p.
I'm still going to end up getting a Wii U for Smash. That's about it.
Yeah, I do want to play Smash. I haven't played Smash Brothers since the Nintendo 64. I don't know. What's going on with you guys?
Vern, have you been playing anything else?
I did. Besides The Witcher 3, I also played and finished Lifeless Planet. So,
Ooh.
yeah. So it's Steve. We were talking about it the other day. I like it. Like what Tim said, the graphics aren't the most amazing thing. I think it uses Unity engine.
It looks nice for what it is.
It looks exactly like the artwork's good. The environments look nice. I was actually impressed how many different environments there are. There's quite a bit throughout the course of the game.
Can you explain to me in like 30 seconds what that game is about?
I've got this, Van. Okay. Imagine Interstellar the game, and you take out all the soap opera shit, and you just have when Matthew McConaughey goes on a fucking planet and he goes and explores what happens.
Right.
Have you seen Interstellar?
Yeah.
That is how I feel about it. There's a story, and it's quite an interesting one.
And it's all told through data logs.
Yeah.
Data logs, and then you can go and find samples of minerals and all this other stuff, and there's some audio logs and stuff, and that is how it is, just Interstellar the game, only without the other crap.
Yeah, the platforming's pretty fun too. Like when you get the upgrades on your jetpack, and you get to do multiple jumps at a time to get from place to place.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It gets pretty fun.
The jetpack is bitchin'.
Yeah, I like the jetpack. It's a calming game. I feel like I feel like I can just sit back.
It starts that way, but towards the end of the middle to the end of the game, the environment gets a lot more dangerous. So it becomes a little more suspenseful, I'd say.
But you sort of want to play on because the story gets more sort of interesting and
exactly.
And as I said, the audio, you really have to sort of like it's less of a game and more of an experience. And that seems like a stupid thing to say, but it is
true though.
It's not actiony. You go and you look around and you do investigating, and there's like 30 logs and stuff, and then the audio logs and stuff. You go and look around the environments, go and have a play around. The path that you have to go on is it doesn't have like big arrows saying go here, but you can kind of work out based on how the sort of levels are set up, where to sort of go.
Yeah, the Russian voiceovers are good too.
Yeah.
But it's intriguing. It's a mystery.
Yeah, it's intriguing. I kind of kept when I played it. I kind of felt like I wanted. Like I thought if you had, it could be a good game with HoloLens. Like I could see something that I don't know how maybe just the HUD if you put the HoloLens on, but that for some reason I don't know why I felt that way. But it's an interesting game. It's intriguing. I think that's what Steve put it. It's pretty true.
Yeah,
good word.
The environments look good too, because when you finish one environment and move on to the next, you can kind of look in the back and see the the change from environment to environment, which is
I just
really nice.
it's like Mars too. It's like you're just out in nowhere.
Yeah,
There's
but
no life around you.
It changes quite a lot. There's areas that are very green. There's areas that are like snow and ice. There's volcanoes. I mean,
really? See, I guess I haven't got.
The volcano stuff looks a lot like Mordor. It's quite fun.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So I'm definitely going to be playing it again.
But yeah, and
I'd recommend
it's a short game. It's a short game, right?
It's not. It's not
about 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah, there's a lot of chapters. I mean, but the thing is, I mean, if you just want to walk through, and then, I mean, the thing is that the sort of core story stuff you'll find on your, they will sort of be there on
automatic, yeah.
And the rest of the stuff is sort of around it. But it's, it's not short. I mean, you can sort of make it longer.
Did you get stuck? Did you get stuck at all? Where you were like,
I got stuck on one bit when I first saw some ice. I was like, where the fuck do I go? And I'll be honest, I was being a bit of an idiot, and I did eventually get it. But it's a really sort of interesting game, and it, I was surprised. I thought it was really good. It was what I wanted it to be. I kind of
Me too.
had this idea of what it looked like. And then I had an idea of what I wanted it to be, and it actually ended up being more what I wanted it to be than what I thought it looked like. If that makes sense.
I felt the same way, actually. So, get it.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, guys. I think we've come to the end of the show.
Oh, yeah. That was a long one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to just go out of the way to say thank you for everybody that stuck with us with Twitch crashing for whatever reason.
4 times.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. We got to talk about Gears for a minute before I forget.
Yeah.
Gears is great. I love Gears. We'll see it at E3.
Please. Don't
Two
string
Gears
along
projects
anymore.
at E3.
We just how are you doing, Van?
I'm good.
Just before we sort of sign off, and
especially knowing that Gears is coming, I'm really good.
It's like the new winter is coming. Gears is coming. Get ready.
It's true.
Gears and Halo, same year, but even though one's a remake, but
Gears, Halo, Forza, and Fable.
What will they have for
Tomb
next
Raider.
year?
That's a big holiday.
But
man.
nobody wants Fable, so we can just sweep that one under the carpet.
I know,
but it's free to play, so no matter what, it's going to be big.
Everyone jokes about the Gears, Forza, Fable,
Look,
Halo treadmill.
People are all about hating on Fable Legends right now. I'm not going to say who. People are under NDA, but from the grapevine, people don't like it overall. And those same people don't like Neverwinter, and that motherfucker's getting like 4 expansions.
It's true.
It has a huge fucking following. It's all because it's free. So, who knows? Fable Legends could probably be the biggest fucking game that comes out this Christmas.
That'd be hilarious.
Because it's free.
I will probably slit my wrists if that's true. The thing is, I mean, from someone I've spoken to, they know that, it's supposed to be releasing this year, but they just said they don't really see how it is going to be this year because they just feel like there's so much missing from what they've sort of portrayed that this sort of closed beta is. I'm not in it, so I'm not breaking anything here. They just think, are they really going to make this year from where because the thing is that this year is, you're talking about 4 or 5 months, maybe 6. I mean, I know it's free to play games, so they could
maybe open beta.
Wait a second. You got to remember, indie games, free to play games, get a free pass on releasing a shitty game because they do soft releases with open betas that just turn into games. So they can get away if the game's crappy, and they can be like, "Well, this isn't the game. This is us evolving it until we release it." So,
right.
The early access model,
aka Smite. So, I mean,
Smite's actually good.
I know, but they're doing it like at this point. They're like, everybody can join the open beta that's just going to roll out into the full game. Can we just say you're releasing the game now? Like, it doesn't really need to be called an open beta
I
because you're not
think
going to take it
because
away.
they're doing like
No.
network testing and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're trying to control the amount of people that are on at a time.
But they're still
You know?
giving away 5,000 codes via Games Radar.
Right, but then they'll know. But then they know. Okay, we have to account for this many.
No, but didn't
instead
they?
of hey, it's available to everyone, and then everyone comes on at once. You know.
No, but isn't it on the dashboard? Join the beta now. Open beta now.
Yeah, it might be.
With a link to a place to probably find a code. They're just making the process harder. That way, there's not as many people logging on at once. Is my guess.
It's it's what it is. But
I mean, looking at the
how the fuck did we start talking about this? Why aren't we talking about Gears? That was the point. Gears.
Not much to talk about.
Steve, you're supposed to be fucking Gears. Fucking Gears, man. Gears. Like that. That's you.
What?
Bread and butter.
It's fucking Gears, man. It's fucking Gears.
Well, it's just the thing is that there's so much hype that if I start talking about it, I'll just get all upset and and withdraw. I say withdrawal. My 360 is that I literally have put my hand on it now, and all my games I can literally touch with my other hand. But that doesn't mean that I want to plug the fucking thing in and play it on Xbox 360.
It's only an arm's reach, but I don't want to play it.
But I don't want to play it on Xbox 360. It's 2015, bro. Where's it on Xbox One? Phil, get your shit together, bro. I apologize, Phil.
And that's our Gears segment.
All right. 3 hours.
Has it been 3 hours?
Fuck yeah.
3 hours and 10 minutes. All right, it's been way too fucking long. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for staying in. Please follow, subscribe, write us at letters@xboxuncut.com.
Love letters.
Write Vern and ask him how he's doing. Go to Twitter. It's Vern at
There you
Xbox
go.
Uncut. Ask him how is he doing because he needs more followers. I'm up to 404. I just keep getting them. They just keep rolling on in. And Vern needs more followers.
I'm doing okay. I'm not trying to grow.
I've been like linking every funny photo I make with Vern's name. Like fucking go with Vern too. Go with Vern. But yep, we'll catch y'all later. Thanks for tuning in.
See you guys.
Bye.